we playing. They have to travel to LA. Come on, y'all.
And we might be witnessing history again with MP tonight. Welcome to 2K Sports. We have the NBA coming up. Great to have you with us. With Greg Anthony and Brent Barry, this is Kevin Harlan. We'll be hearing from David Aldridge on the sideline. So the Nuggets win the tip. And it's game one of a back-to-back for him. Brent, does that mean you have to hold back just a little to save some energy?
No, not at all, Kevin. You're going about this game to try to get yourself in a rhythm and play at a high level. You can worry about the next game when the next game tips. But right now, it's all about this moment.
Now let's take a look at the Nuggets opening lineup. Sharing the wing spots, it's Caldwell Pope and Porter. Underneath in the post, it's Gordon and Jokic. And it's Murray in at the point. Sinks the triple.
And, you know, he's not afraid to rely on others. MP calls for help, and the pick and roll sets him up nicely.
Jokic with the screen on MP. Shoots over Portis. And Jokic with the basket on the assist by Murray.
And he's not going to miss many of those, especially that wide open.
No, he's automatic from the mid-range, and the defense knows that it's a mistake to give up a shot like that.
Now here's Connaughton. And the three ball is good.
Well, Middleton hovers around that 40% mark from downtown in his career. It's a good-looking shot there.
Down low, here's Murray, and the rejection by Antetokounmpo. And so it looks like Denver will retain possession here. Milwaukee on D. 4-point game. Porter looking it over. Gordon finds Jokic. And Jokic throws it down hard.
And the concentration from Jokic, spectacular, just shrugging off that contact.
Awesome display of athleticism captured by our AT&T 5G Slam Cam. MP against Murray. Portis sets the pick for MP. And it's Kentavious Caldwell Pope with the foul. That is...
See that the playoffs was way harder?
Oh, yeah.
This is his first foul of the game.
Phoenix.
Wait a minute, bro.
Portis a screen on Murray.
Yep. Didn't have no KD.
MP inside.
Okay,
He's covered by Murray.
Yeah.
Pocket four. And here's Antetokounmpo
And
outside.
Aiden wasn't really going off like I wanted him to.
It shows off versatility, almost guarding 1 through 5 positions.
Clay,
What a
man.
stretch it's been, Brent, for this
He was
Milwaukee
pressing threes.
Even though you got hella offense with them niggas,
Well,
you only
just
got
identifying
Devin
him as
Booker
one
now is
thing,
great
Kevin.
defender.
You got to also acknowledge
Nah.
the work that Giannis has put in. After that, they have done a great job of building around him. Had that not been the case in Milwaukee, you have to wonder whether he would have re-upped and signed that
It
extension
was all close
with
games,
the Bucks
too.
to continue his career here.
It'll just be certain plays that happen. Yo, I'm like, no, I blew it. Hello, running into the screens, they call foul on me.
He's in one of those grooves where he has a tremendous feel
I'm like,
for
nigga,
the
I'm
game.
over here trying to get through
Numbers
this
these past
motherfucker. What you mean? I ain't even
a
heard that.
lot different than from the rest of the season.
I'm gonna whoop their ass this time, though. I got my team. And I'm without a different build with defense on
Who
it.
won the championship?
I don't remember. I gotta go back and look.
Milwaukee with the rebound. They defeated Charlotte in their last game.
Tremendous poise on the offensive end. Overall, they did not settle for bad shots.
Saw the Bucks score the next day and thought about those percentages. They had guys just going off in that one. Yeah, you could throw that pass just about anywhere, even the top of the square for Giannis to go and get.
Just under 3.5 minutes gone here in the first quarter.
Man.
Gordon with a screen on MP. Here's the pass to Gordon. Caldwell Pope outside.
You need to be
here's
making
Jokic.
moves in the offseason trying to
And the
dethrone
whistle
your
blows.
ass
It'll
from
be
getting
on
in
Pat
championships.
Connaughton.
So I know.
That is his first foul of the
You be
game.
looking up, niggas be linking up together. Like, how the fuck Kawhi Leonard want to go play with such and such? Like, Kawhi Leonard played with Joel Embiid and James Harden. You be like, what?
Antetokounmpo against Gordon. Shot by Caldwell Pope, no good. Milwaukee's gone 2 or 3 from deep so far in this game. MP against Gordon. And here is MP. He really played well in that last game against Charlotte.
Well, with his scoring ability, MP is a challenging defensive assignment for anybody trying to guard him.
Milwaukee shooting their first free throws of the night. Free throw good, MP. Beasley's checked in for Pat Connaughton. And both free throws good for MP. And Greg finishing last season with the #1 seed in the Western Conference. A lot of people still slept on the Denver Nuggets.
And Kevin, they've had great regular seasons before, only to fall short. But with a healthy Murray and Porter Jr., Jokic finally had the help to get it done.
Shot clock at 6. Murray, good.
Good job reading the floor. Aaron Gordon solid at sensing
Look,
when
Curry,
someone's open.
Curry jumping on my scouts, my man.
Murray against MP. And Aaron Gordon gets the whistle that time. That's foul number 2 for him.
And now only 1 away from being in the penalty.
And the Nuggets making a change here. Haji's checked in. Portis sets the pick for MP. Beasley outside. 6 to shoot.
Curry syndrome. He's supposed to make it up again, see?
And it's Contavious Caldwell Pope with the foul.
That's
That's
true.
foul number 2 for him.
That's a whistle he did not want to hear. His second foul, and we're not even out of the first quarter.
Jackson, he's checked in for Denver. Now, here's MP. 5 points in the game. On the wing, Jackson. Back to Jokic. He dishes it to Murray. Over MP. Murray, no good.
D giving him that shot, and that's probably not a good idea, but I guess they knew what they were doing that time.
Beasley finds MP. Portis a screen on Jokic to the inside. Nice shot by Portis.
Nice little assist by MP. Spots a guy who's ready to shoot it, and he doesn't waste the opportunity.
Oh, shit. No, you're not.
Murray looking around. That one dropped for his second bucket. Mark him 2 for 4.
And a nice job here early of establishing an inside presence.
Antetokounmpo passes to MP. Giannis a screen on Murray. There's the lob. Antetokounmpo.
Antetokounmpo going to work now. These types of shots are pretty much in his range.
The Nuggets trail by 3. Timeout is called. First of the game for the Nuggets. Outplayed in the previous game on their schedule, losing to Sacramento.
Hey, they had their opportunities, but let's face it, they choked from the line. Hard to win that way on the road.
You cannot afford to do that when you're in an opponent's building. You got to knock down free throws. That cost them.
Brook Lopez is checked in for Milwaukee. And then for Denver, John Jones checked in. And Justin Holiday subbed in for Porter. Let's take this opportunity to show you the teams that have been the best three-point shooting squads over the last 10 games. Bucks number 1.
Incredible accuracy from deep over the past couple games. Great floor spacing. And, of course, their shooters have all the confidence in the world right now.
Hey, Brent, the foundation of the Bucks' success has been their defense. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, absolutely, Kevin. They continue to dominate in the paint, but they've also made tremendous strides in how they guard the three-point line. Just doing a much better job of getting out there and contesting the three.
And he is really in a zone right now, playing and scoring with confidence.
Lopez, a screen on Murray. MP passes to Lopez.
This is the variety of ways Lopez can hurt you. He could be in the pick and pop. He could be in the roll. There's a lot of options from the big man.
Here's Jackson. Hasn't made one yet. set the pick. Inside, and the turnover again by Denver. Already it's February. Hard to believe. Let's see how the West is matching up. Look at the Nuggets. They're 7th right now. Not a bad spot, but certainly they'd like to string together a run of wins.
And when I look at Denver, they're not in a good place right now as a ball club. After the success of last season, they were expecting bigger and better things this year.
Well, as rocky a season as it's been for them, they're still right there in the playoff hunt. If they can peak at the right time, just before the playoffs, maybe they can recapture a little bit of last year's magic.
Here's Murray after the made shot from Bobby Portis.
Oh, great job by MP to read the play and be in the right spot there to get the block.
Lopez a screen on Murray. MP dishes to Lopez. Kicks it out to MP. Buries it from three-point range. MP's got 10. And a closer look here at the hustle stats for the Bucks.
I love the defensive concentration so far in this one. They're getting out on shooters and really doing a great job of disrupting the rhythm.
Sometimes the offense can be keyed by just quick possession. So you get a steal and you can get out in transition. You seem to be very focused on that end of the floor.
Displaying intensity right off the opening tip, especially on the offensive end.
If you walked in at any point during this game to watch 5 minutes of play, one team played harder. You know who that was.
And out of bounds as the Nuggets gain possession. A different look for Milwaukee. Jay Crowder's checked in for Portis, and Middleton subbed in for Giannis Antetokounmpo. Pass to Najee. Some nice ball movement by the Nuggets. Now here's Watson, covered by Beasley. Jokic draws the double. Watson for 3. And the rebound goes to Lopez. Lopez has got 4 rebounds in this game. And so the ball goes out of bounds. Lopez touched it last.
Well, that's two teammates who need to reintroduce themselves to one another, not on the same page.
Pass to Najee. And here's Jokic. The pass to Najee. That's in, coming off the assist from Jokic. Najee's got it back down to within single digits for the Nuggets. MP, that's for 2. And the last shot at the buzzer doesn't go in for him.
Great work from Reggie. The coaching staff really loves it when he hustles.
And so it's Milwaukee ahead by 9 as the quarter comes to a close.
Man, we ain't stopping Steph Curry this game, but I ain't gonna lie, he's getting off this game.
Oh, shit.
He's checked in for Milwaukee. MP comes in for Malik Beasley.
Morris, why you just gonna shoot the open three, bro? Why just go back and do that?
Now about 3 minutes gone in the second quarter of basketball. And the basket by MP.
Maybe if I had the clipboard and was coaching this team, I'd look to MP on every trip. He's just that good.
And when you look at the veteran Jay Crowder, Brent, what impresses you most about his game?
I think he's just accepted his role, Kevin, a high-energy guy who plays tough defense, and that's someone who's going to help you out, especially the way he can stretch the floor and occasionally knock down key threes.
Connaughton and Middleton share the wing duty. Jay Crowder out there with Brook Lopez. And it's MP in at the 1 spot. That's the group for Milwaukee right now. Let's check in with our reporter, David Aldridge.
Hey guys, MP in the last game against the Hornets was outstanding. He had 60 points, and to everybody's surprise, he was dialed in from deep. He made a number of threes. Incredible effort on his part. We'll see if tonight means more of the same.
I love when they take you out and you start looking at
Excellent,
their ass.
David. Thank you.
Hell
Greg,
yeah.
how impressive was it watching him completely take over?
Unstoppable. They won that game because of his effort and just his overall relentlessness.
And going up against a team that had no answer for him, we'll see if it plays out the exact same way here tonight.
Now, Jokic,
Called Magic
he's
Johnson
coming off a
style when you ain't
16-point
looking
game
good.
against Sacramento.
And he also
Already
positioned
know.
himself perfectly to grab all
I'm
those
trying to do
rebounds.
with
Guys,
this
can't forget
man.
about the fundamentals.
Here's MP.
That's what Magic was
Following the
averaging
basket
this
by
year.
Jokic.
Yeah.
Lopez a screen.
What you
On
think
up
he was
there
averaging?
for Lopez.
Now that's how you orchestrate the
Shit,
pick and roll.
like-
MP with the great feed
20 and 10.
The Nuggets trail by 17.
He got an 18 points, 7 rebounds, 7 assists.
Jackson with it.
That's actually hella solid for that team.
Passes it to Jokic. Outside for Jackson. Shot clock at 5.
I'm a fucked up teammate on here because I be throwing rest grenades.
Najee's got 6 points.
They're having more success from three-point range here in the second after a rough first quarter from deep.
MP passes to Lopez. Here's MP. Middleton outside. Back to MP. From the arc. The rebound by Caldwell Pope. The Nuggets trail by 14. Outside Jackson. On the wing, Gordon. Over MP. The rebound by the Bucks. Lopez has got rebound number 5 here tonight. Out of bounds. Denver takes possession.
He can't see guard, so he got a guard. It's a problem.
On Wednesday, they'll tip off a homestand starting with the Sacramento Kings. Then on Thursday, they'll host the Washington Wizards.
And looking at the Blazers matchup, that's going to be one where it would take a lot of errors and maybe a cold shooting night for things to go wrong. They just have that much of an advantage over that team.
The Bucks making a switch here. Antetokounmpo's checked in. Michael Porter, he's checked in for the Nuggets. Murray comes in for Jackson. And so it's Murray with it. He brings it up for the Nuggets. They trail by 14. Last time they met was in Denver.
Yeah, and looking back at their last game against this club, they were badly out-rebounded.
Now Crowder following the three-point attempt by Jamal Murray.
Even if you're not shooting it, you like to see the effort level, and his tonight has been high.
Curry already got 24
Good,
in
and the
14
assist
minutes.
goes to
bro.
Murray. When it comes to the essential components of a winning team, GA, how much importance do you place on veteran leadership?
Kevin, I think it's important. You want a few guys in the locker room who've seen it all. Players who can keep the ship steady if the team kind of goes awry or has a tough stretch.
Here we are looking around the NBA, Greg. It feels like there's more parity amongst teams than ever before.
No dominant team has been the favorite every year, and that can all change.
Man,
though,
bro, we was just in there up by
so often
20 points, and these niggas just brought it back. All right.
Damn.
Now here's Porter. His last outing we saw him pour in 22. Here's Najee.
And Lopez doing what he can to just be disruptive out there, distracting
There we
shooters.
go.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
Off the left rim and out.
This has not been a good quarter right here. Shot has been off the mark, and now it looks, Kevin, like he's pressing a bit.
Murray, no good.
Maybe there are ways to contribute that don't involve shooting the basketball. That's the best way that maybe he can help them out in trying to win this game.
Now here's MP. 15 points in the game.
So hard to stop down low. Giannis gets around the basket and feels like within 8 feet he's going to dunk just about anything.
Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Wide open look here for Murray. And again, Denver, no good. Here's MP. And he could not get that one to go. Out of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. And for the last several years, Brent, the Nuggets have been a top passing team in the NBA.
Such a huge part of their success. They're unselfish teams. So hard to defend guys who are not only willing to move, but willing to give up the ball to guys on the move, and that's what they do. Such a cohesive unit here for the Denver Nuggets.
Portis, he's checked in for Milwaukee. Chris Middleton comes in for Crowder. Now here's Jordan. Back to Caldwell Pope. Murray against MP. And there's Murray on the assist by Caldwell Pope. Murray's got
98%
Murray
coverage.
enjoying destroying his defender on that one, draining shots right in their face.
Antetokounmpo, a screen on Murray. There's the one. There's Giannis. Look out below.
Oh, phenomenal alley-oop slam there.
They are taking advantage of a team that looks lost out there. Caldwell Pope outside. There's 37 seconds left now here in the second. Denver needs to get off a shot. Shot from the top of the key. And the rejection by MP. Zeke Naji, he's checked in for DeAndre Jordan. Milwaukee leading by 15. And Middleton kicks to Antetokounmpo. Got us a screen on Murray.
If you look at the Balleroni highlights in college and shit in high school, he was like the next KD. You don't see it.
Another three for Denver.
Well, go look at his highlights. Go look at Kevon Looney highlights right off of that nigga pulling up to it. KD. You can't believe the thing you see it. Like, niggas,
Like, out of
you wouldn't believe he was that slow. Now, if you go look at the highlights, you're going to be like, yo, this nigga's the truth.
We'll be back with you shortly.
He's supposed to be the next KD, but had 3 ball, all kind of shit, man. Don't laugh when you see the highlights, though. Don't laugh. When I say he was supposed to be the next KD, I'm serious, too, though. I'm not just saying it. I mean, you don't look and he hit 3. That was shit. His badge is deep. Yeah, I guess the good news, man. Slow a nigga down. Everybody down.
Thanks for stopping by, everybody. The story to talk about controlling the glass. These guys are outworking their counterparts. The biggest factor in their league right now.
Oh, yeah, they're gobbling up.
And we've got some trades being made around the league. Thank you for being with us. Now let's send it to Kevin Harlan for the second half tip.
And there wasn't too much drama in the first half, but maybe things will tighten up here in the second. Middleton bringing it up now for the Bucks. 17 points was their biggest margin. So out there for the Nuggets right now, the guard pair are Murray and Caldwell Pope. The small and power forwards are Porter and Gordon. And it's Jokic in at the 5 down low. Now here's Giannis. 3 on the clock. Here's MP. Another miss by MP. The Nuggets trail by 12. When he's not dominating this sport, we know that Jokic spends time with his other one.
You're talking about horse racing, specifically harness racing.
Nah, Jokic out here trying to get confidence.
So
that's right up there with basketball, basically.
And with Jokic now a Finals MVP and an NBA champion, Greg, he's already an all-time great.
And could go down as one of the greatest players ever.
Let me know when it's the last 5 minutes.
And now we've got some time to check in.
I'm throwing up bricks right now.
Kevin, thank you. Nikola Jokic amazes teammates with his vision. Aaron Gordon says he's a basketball genius. He plays it like chess, seeing it 3 steps ahead. You've always got to keep your eye on him when he has the ball because he'll find you. Even if you don't think you're open, you're open. He's a point guard, just in a center's body. Kevin?
That is very true. David, thanks. Here's Murray following the 3 by Milwaukee. Dishes to Porter. Back to Murray. Trying his luck from deep. Oh, and he almost had a 4-point play right there. He'll go to the line with a chance for 3. It's going to be on MP.
And Brent, what do you say when it comes to Jamal Murray? It's all about staying healthy from here on out.
Well, we've seen both sides of it, right, Greg? When he's healthy, they're good. When Jamal Murray is not in the lineup and not confident in what he could provide to the lineup, not so much. So when Jamal is healthy, Jamal's a superstar.
Now here's Murray. 16 points for him. Here's Jokic, and Jokic slams it in.
And teammates more and more looking for plays from Murray like that.
MP against Murray. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. It's going to be on Jokic. The Bucks have put up good numbers at the charity stripe, converting 6 of 7. And you hear it often, Brent, these Nuggets are a complete team.
Well, you have a historic superstar in Jokic and this incredibly deep and talented supporting cast. Got a great experienced coaching staff. This team has everything you need to win at the highest level, and they're proving they can do that.
And the shot is good. The Bucks lead has been cut down now to just 6 points with that basket.
All right, Giannis, you know what to do.
That's all close and free. He got to
MP
get
against Murray.
Oh,
MP
shit.
finds a gap.
I don't think the defense saw it coming. MP really quick into the gap.
Denver's gone outside a lot tonight. 17 times, in fact. 7 of 17. Jokic a screen. Murray against MP. Murray down low. Giannis Antetokounmpo grabs the miss. Antetokounmpo's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. Stolen by Caldwell Pope. Porter's in the corner. And now we're 3 minutes into the 3rd quarter of play. Outside for Murray. Good, and the assist goes to Jokic. Murray's got 19 points.
Well, they're getting stops, and they're attacking on the offensive end.
Yeah, coaching staff probably loves this, just grinding out defensive possessions, which is helping them get back into their offensive flow.
Portis the screen. Giannis outside. Back to MP. Antetokounmpo, a screen on Murray. Here's MP. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
And checking out the stats for Jokic. The last 10 games, he has been on a heck of a run. And not many players convert opportunities inside as well as he. Top 15 in field goal percentage.
And just going back real quick to the fact that he's tops in the league in rebounds. What a tremendous feat. What a monster he is in the paint. Denver making a switch here. Raji's checked in. Murray, no good.
Another rebound hauled in. They're hitting the glass with a lot of passion.
One shot by Caldwell Pope, no good. Bucks leading by 6. MP outside. There's the lob. Kumbo hammers the alley-oop through.
They like to use Giannis in the pick-and-roll situations. He's getting better at understanding how to set the screens. But a rolling target, boy, he's a good one.
Now here's Murray. 19 points in the game. Pass to Jokic. Over onto Kumbo. And another miss by Denver.
And that was almost a block. Still did enough to alter the shot.
Yeah, altering the shot just as long as there's a miss, that kind of energy not wasted.
Nobody beat it.
MP looking around.
Defender,
Tries the spin move.
He's going to get Reebok back.
And so it's Murray who brings the ball up for the Denver Nuggets. It's a 10-point game from deep. The rebound by the Bucks. Giannis has got 9 rebounds in the game. He's heading up top. Hands it from downtown.
Is it possible his sweet touch is getting sweeter, guys?
Now here's Murray. He seems to always be finding ways to score, averaging around 23.5 points a game. Pass to
Well, the
Jokic.
rookie, this is as good as he
Bucket
gets.
6.
He's getting championship pedigree from Kawhi. He's getting championship pedigree
Over
from
Giannis. And
what's his name, Teron Lou, Paul George, and them mentoring me right now. You are the same size. They're showing me how to play defense. What to look for. I got
That was
Russ.
a clever move to try to lose the defender in midair there, even if he didn't knock down
Bro,
the
this is
shot.
great leader. If this is real life, this is some great
Murray, the
leadership.
pass to
If they was
Jokic.
going to have me the keys to the city.
Caldwell Pope with a wide open look. Off target from 3-point range.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
MP hangs in midair and converts on the double clutch layup.
And that bucket adds to what has been a big difference in points in the paint between the two teams.
16 for 24.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, 16 for 20, excuse me. I'm just making sure they get good. I'm hitting good.
19 points in the game. Shot from 12. Antetokounmpo grabs the miss.
Got at a high clip.
Antetokounmpo's got rebound number 11 for him here tonight. The pass to Portis. The dish to MP. He kicks it to Giannis. Launches it. Jokic grabs the miss. The Nuggets trail by 13. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Murray, good.
This
He's
nigga's
building off
shooting
that
right
strong
over
first
me.
half he had. I'm not sure the defense will be able to figure him out in the second.
Sure.
Middleton the pass to MP.
Oh.
Antetokounmpo, a screen on Murray. The three, good. Another from three.
They just got me in a three-point contest. I ain't make the dunk contest.
He comes closer to that top spot.
You know he wants it. He's been
Play my
drilling
offense,
threes all season. He's well
I
within
need to try to
striking
get in that
distance.
dunk contest. I'm about to start throwing myself oops and shit in a minute.
Bucks leading by 17. They've got back Connaughton. Brook Lopez is out there with Jay Crump. Then it's MP. And it's Beasley in at the 2 guard. That's the 5 on the floor for the Bucks.
If we going up at the team, we gonna be tough, bro. Like I'm looking at this, you know how you look at people
Jackson
stats
passes
and
to
fire
Holiday.
and all that, like
It's
line
good.
up
The
there.
assist this time from Jackson.
We got no-
Holiday's got his first basket.
Yeah, really good job by Reggie Jackson just finding the shooter and feeding him.
Here's MP. The kick out to Lopez. MP sets the screen for Lopez. And again, Milwaukee with the triple.
And really, as the three-pointers keep dropping, you get the sense that the frustration is mounting for the defense.
Outside Jackson. Baseline try. The rebound by the Bucks.
Yeah, and they've shown effort and aggression in the paint, really right from the tip. Their rebounding edge right now, massive. Bottom line, you need shooters on your team who can space the floor.
Oh, there's no doubt he's a legitimate threat from downtown, and he's demonstrating that in this game.
Jokic finds Holiday. Good ball movement here by the Nuggets.
And then, in LA, then we gotta go to Utah. I'm trying to win my division, nigga.
Exceptional playmaking there from Jokic. Just seeing
Better.
the gap.
And we've made our way
So
through
you
just
tell you
over
good
a
too.
minute
If I
and a
had to
half
lose
in
this
this fourth
season, we
quarter.
get a good draft pick and we're being a big man.
Hell yeah.
By MP.
You gotta tease me good. That'd be
MP's got
cool.
7 now in this quarter.
Not a lot of resistance on the inside, and they're taking full advantage.
Jokic sets the screen for Jackson. Out left to the wing. And it's Jokic missing. Bucks leading by 22. Crowder a screen on Jackson. Drives to the hoop. And MP throws it down hard.
Look at MP giving the people what they want with that incredible slam.
On our AT&T 5G Slam Cam, you just saw an explosive highlight. Passes to Jackson. Now Jokic. Jokic tries the double. Haji, no good. Fast break, Milwaukee. Offensive rebound. Here's MP. And the wide open shot from Connaughton. Good, and it's MP picking up the assist. MP's got his assist totals piling up. 11 now for him. Jackson passes to Najee. Fourth quarter keeps moving right along. 3 minutes gone so far. And 2 shots coming up at the line as he gets fouled on the shot.
Jokic gives you such a great foundation out there.
Playing
Stays
defense
so
all
level-headed.
game hard.
That's the kind of leader that this team has been feeding off of.
The Bucks making a switch here. Both champs checked in.
Yeah, sometimes in a game you settle a little bit before settling in, and right now.
And good, he hits it again.
It's unbelievable. He's now 5th in the number of 40-point games in a single season.
One of the more bankable scorers this league has ever seen. You have to marvel at his consistency. His scoring has been eye-opening. Jokic finds Jackson. 6 on the shot clock. And again, Denver no good. It's deflected. Stolen by Caldwell Pope. John Shaw to the pass to Holiday.
These niggas really small forwards.
Over 3.5 minutes through the final quarter now. Pass to Caldwell Pope. Now Jokic.
I ain't gonna lie, we got it locked on the perimeter with Kawhi and
And Jokic with the basket
Oh,
on the
yeah.
assist
I
by
get killed.
Caldwell Pope.
Kawhi.
Oh,
Like that's
got 3
different looks.
assists now
All
in
6,
this one.
7, 6, 8.
And here's MP. He'll bring it
That's
up for
tough
the
on the
Milwaukee
perimeter, bro.
Bucks.
I ain't even gonna lie to you.
They've given up just 8
It
points
is.
in the 4th quarter to the paint. It's stolen. The drive by Jokic. And Jokic throws it down.
Jokic, is he? I think he's showing some emotion, Kevin.
Here's MP. Feeds it to Lopez. Pass to Crowder. Shooting foul.
Oh, yeah.
As the whistle blows, he'll
7
shoot 2
for
free
13
throws.
after 3.
Well, many people say officiating favors the offense. Brent, do you agree with that?
Absolutely. That's what this game is about. It's about scoring. And so there aren't many rule changes that are going to stop guys from being as potent as they've been offensively, especially over the last couple years. Coming in as a second-round pick in 2012, Jay Crowder has earned his spot in the NBA and has been part of some very big-time winning teams. He's gained that reputation as a hard-nosed defender, and that's
Right, always
And
tired.
there's
Wow.
the basket. Whistle blows and a chance for a 3-point play. Going to the line for 1.
pretty fundamentally sound, and Jokic does a great job of keeping his balance there after contact.
And a moment now to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from Milwaukee.
And guys, how about the unselfishness and all about working that ball around, shifting the defense, and just seeking out the best shot.
And there's another thing going on right now for them that has to get their confidence up, and that's the 3-ball. I mean, it's been falling for them, and they're locked in, and that outside shot going, that's a big difference maker.
Murray for 3. Beasley with the rebound. Beasley's got his 4th rebound in this one. MP's shot is good.
And he has just been in a flow offensively. Terrific game. He has been the X factor.
The deep 3 from Murray. And again, Denver no good. Buck shooting extremely well. 62% on the night to this point. And the pass to Beasley. Crowder sets a screen for MP. Off target with his 3.
Just enough coverage to bother that three-point attempt. And one of the problems in the first half, that shoddy work at the free throw line. They needed to fix that, and they've been much improved since the break.
We love the fact that the NBA is constantly evolving. Greg, what have you thought of the recent schedule adjustments?
I think the league's done a great job cutting down on the back-to-backs. And also, I like these 2-game, like, baseball-style series we've seen.
Sometimes you can get to that championship, Steve, by niggas getting injured, too.
Oh, yeah.
You look at the team like, why these niggas so damn lose with these niggas? And you're like, oh, they both been out for a whole 2 months.
Murray outside. And they double up Murray.
That's how you 50-so your way to the final. Injury derailed the whole league and shit. You know, they derail the league.
Man, you preparing to see a nigga, you never do.
Yeah, you be like, this nigga won the championship.
The Nuggets hits with another miss.
It was like he
You
won
could see
because
he
he was
wanted to
ducking.
get it back.
He
Sadly,
didn't
he couldn't
necessarily duck
capitalize
a
from outside
fade,
the
but he
arc.
ducked the fade.
Crowder a screen on Murray. On the wing, MP. He's covered by Murray. Green dishes to MP. And the 3 off target. Nuggets have gone 5 of 12 from the field entering the 4th quarter. Caldwell Pope passes to Jokic. He dishes it to Murray. Good, and the assist goes to Jokic. Jokic has got 4 assists in the game.
What touch. Such a solid part of Murray's game.
Lopez sets a screen for MP. Pass to Crowder. And stolen by Murray. And here we go. Fast break. Murray's got it. Here's Caldwell Pope. No good that time. The Bucks shooting 61%, showing all the indications. And again for 3.
Nails it and is now even for the record.
Hard to believe, isn't it? His next shot from range will move him into the top spot all time for 3s
One more
in a
shot, I'll
season.
break the
And
record.
he didn't come all this way just to tie the record. I can promise you that 403
I get
is
the
the goal.
season
And so
3-point
it's
record
going to
on
end
this
up
one.
in the record books as a blowout.
Steph
A
Curry
dominating
should get broke.
performance for Milwaukee.
Not only did they shoot the ball better, but they had more assists.
Yeah, I thought the passing in terms of finding the open man gave them the higher percentage shots. The ball movement was key for the win.
And the effort here tonight, adding to the W column for the season, it will go down as their 48th win.
And with this win, it gives them a sweep of the season series, even though it's just a brief 2-gamer.
And you know, when you look at the huge impact he had, just a monster game for MP.
Got his ass. Step back, nigga.
And it's hard to believe how many times he's lit up the scoreboard like this over the years.
He's coming very close to
Nigga.
taking the mark for 4th most 50-point games in NBA history.
And next up on this list, Harden. And just like Harden, he's a determined scorer. When he gets...
Oh, damn, I broke 2 records in one game. 21 50-point games.
If my dudes are hurt right now, they can play that really play. That's a good shot. Need Kawhi and Paul George on a 1-year deal, bro.
You said
So we
what?
all on a one. Need Kawhi and Paul George all on a 1-year deal.
Oh yeah, that's why I was telling you, if you leave to the Spurs, you could take all of them with you.
No, but they could still sign with the team, though, bro.
Yeah, they
Like,
could
you know,
re-sign or something. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Cause we winning this shit, man. Where else there when you winning this shit like that? Certain people got different attitude versus like, oh, if you winning and morale go up, man, the championship, certain shit.
Wait, was that a buzzer beater I hit too? Cause this nigga already doing interviews and he doing a speech. Alright, let's go.
I see Paul George in them on the play.
There's still time on his court. That's crazy.
So he got him in this
Pass to
play.
Jokic.
Right here, that's all rookie.
Murray against MP. Murray left side. And the rejection by MP. On the wing, MP. Lopez sets a screen for MP. Offline with his 3. Murray outside. So no problem for Milwaukee as they get the win. This game may not have been the most exciting we've ever seen, but you have to appreciate
All right, let's talk Rookie of the Year.
6'7", 208. He playing center.
Rife as fuck. The hell you got going on?
That's his position, bro. Like, really, he a small forward. When he first came in the league, small forward, like shooting guard. Now he's 6', and now the way the league turned up, he's 6'7", 209, nigga, excuse me, and playing center, bro. He my starting center right now. In the shooting guard, I'm playing shooting guard 215. Paul George 6'8", 220. Kawhi Leonard 6'7", 225. What the fuck? We all bigger than this nigga. He playing center. I'm trying to win them rival games. The Warriors are rivals and Dallas are rival right now. What is Cameron doing? 6'7", 215. Damn, he's 6'7", 215, bro. Why are we hella little? Because both our bigs is out. These big soft ass. Yeah, our point guard, we got Trey Man. He's 6'5", 215 at point. That's hella big, dude.
It's for real.
Then we got Norman Powell. He's 6'4", 215. Why everybody 215 on this thing, bro? Six, 8, 218. Our backup center. Marcus Morris playing our backup center at 6'8", 218. Then we got Nicholas Batum and 6'8", 230 playing center. Bro, we just striking them off with having all these little niggas. Don't push your try.
Wait, what'd you say?
Having all these little niggas 6'8", 6'7".
Oh yeah, that's terrible.
Not even 220 playing center, bro. And both my bigs out. The 7-footer 254 is out, and the 7-footer 240 is out, bro. And we got another nigga 6'7", 210. Everybody's all this 210, 215 range, bro. Point guard, one of them, my backup point guard, 170. That's the smallest we got on this thing. For everybody else, got it. AD injured on my shit. I don't know what AD is either.
Ain't that a
He
bitch?
always get injured. He always get injured on my shit. By like 24, 88. Honestly, man, running games like that, it's going on. 30 points, 12 rebounds, 6 assists.
Nigga.
I'm throwing it off the backboard any game, bounce live, nutmeg live. Why would you want to see this? Dominate our conference, straight up. they gonna tell me I can't be? I'm not no MVP.
Now I gotta beat the single season points records for rookies. Damn.
Game time, baby.
How many points was it? Oh, yeah. 2,707. Oh, I could do that easy.
It's all you, MP. Go.
I'll be right back. I got like 2 more weeks until I'm built.
Okay, you buff right now?
Yeah.
I'm working out all on the arena right now.
Coming up, live coverage of this Tuesday night NBA game.
Breaking
here
records
on
out this
2K Sports.
motherfucker.
Hi, everyone. Alongside Grant Hill and Steve Smith, I'm Brian Anderson. We'll hear from Allie LaForce in just a moment. All right, now let's check out the starters for the Miami Heat. Kevin Love out there with Bam Adebayo. Then there's Caleb Martin. Then it's Kyle Lowry. And it's Richardson in at shooting guard. And for Milwaukee, at small and power forward, it'll be Middleton and Giannis. MP is out there with Pat Connaughton, and it's Portis in at the center position. All right, time to go to the sidelines and revisit just how amazing MP has been this season.
Well, Brian, he's made history. The most three-point makes in a season and still going. Every time he touches the ball, something special can happen, and opposing defenses are working overtime to try and stop it. BA, back to you.
He is so fun to watch. Good stuff there. Thank you. Lowry, no good. And Grant, the teams we'll see tonight have some strong veteran leaders. You were in that role not too long ago, my friend.
You're right, BA. It feels like just yesterday. And you need a steady presence and voice on the player side that really can help a team through some rough stretches throughout the year.
Now here's Martin. Lowry outside. 5 on the clock. Adebayo sets a screen. Lowry, the pass to Adebayo. That's good. And so Lowry with the assist.
Love to see that kind of finesse from Bam, getting creative with his floater.
Now MP. We saw him go on a scoring rampage last game. He was unstoppable. The lob. Very well done.
Now that's a textbook alley-oop.
I thought he'd go for the slam, but that worked. And so Lowry will bring it up for the Miami Heat. A tough loss coming against Boston in their last game.
One thing we saw from them that game, and we see it around the league, an over-dependency on the free ball.
You know, if you're cold from range, there are other ways to score. You can post up, dribble drive, get out in transition.
And talking about Bam Adebayo, he's a guy that loves mixing it up on defense, Smitty.
Yes, BA, and that is what turned himself into a Defensive Player of the Year candidate. Bam's high activity is really contagious on this end.
Portis a screen. And he lobs it up. And then Portis with the dunk.
There's an example of MP making everyone around him better.
Miami with the ball. Lowry outside. Pass to Adebayo. Back to Lowry from behind the arc. Can't get it to go. Making him 0 for 2. Milwaukee's gone 0 for 2 from outside. Lowry against MP. Connaughton outside. Deflects the pass. And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Love. And now let's have a look at which rookies were the most reliable performers at the charity stripe last month. 5th on the list, MP.
This is a rookie who is not easily rattled. Very strong at the line over the last month.
Clock at 4. Portis with a screen on Lowry. From deep, MP. Kept alive. Here's the second effort. Antetokounmpo for 3. Unable to get that one. And here's Lowry. He'll bring it up for Miami. Their last encounter in Miami.
Today's game is about effort and energy. They got crushed on the glass the last time these teams played.
If you don't have that one
like
guy
that
who
nigga
gets
swole,
you 10
bro.
plus boards every night, you just have to send more guys to the glass.
Here's MP following the bucket by the Heat. Portis with a screen on Lowry. MP against Lowry. Middleton outside. The Bucks need to get up a shot here. A deep 3 from MP. Oh, no good. Had a chance to take the lead.
And he's having an ugly quarter from the field. It seems really frustrating.
They double him with MP. Adebayo.
No.
MP with the block.
MP anticipated that one, and he swatted it away.
Tries the spin move. Releases. Here's Portis. Adebayo grabs the board.
I mean, you won't see this too often. Getting denied at the rim. He's likely to remember that one.
The Bucks trail. MP with it. Still without a bucket. And he's going for the lob. And Antetokounmpo with the stuff.
Just slicing the D to pieces in the pick and roll. MP textbook play.
Lowry surveys the D. Outside Richardson to the paint. Portis with the steal. That's on Josh Richardson.
Yeah, you never want to let shots at the rim go uncontested.
One thing about the Heat, Smitty, they always seem to turn castaways into contributors.
You're right, B.A. So many undrafted players who broken through in Miami. Credit the front office and coaching staff, finding and developing those diamonds in the rough.
Now here's MP. Screen by Antetokounmpo. MP, the pass to Antetokounmpo.
No.
And they're pushing it up. Pass to Adebayo. And the layup is good off the glass. Adebayo's got his second bucket of the night.
Give Josh credit, taking the challenge offensively, discipline, and that's a beautiful pass.
On the wing, MP.
Yeah.
He's guarded by Lowry. Portis with a screen on Lowry. The drive by MP. Kicks it out to Antetokounmpo. 6 on the shot clock. To the inside. Here's Portis. And then Portis with the dunk.
This is what they want to see. Portis finishing strong inside, making his presence felt.
The Heat have gone just 3 for 7 here at the start. Pass to Adebayo.
I just can't believe we won a game.
Here's Martin.
Right now.
With his first shot attempt. It's not going to go for him.
It can be a little disheartening when you do everything right and come away with nothing.
And he's going for the oop here. And the jam by Antetokounmpo.
Impressive how in sync Giannis is with his squad, enabling them to set up a flashy alley-oop.
Trying to find a spark here.
Yes, indeed. A rough stretch offensively. They could really use a basket.
To the left wing. Here's Adebayo. Milwaukee with the rebound. Portis has got his 4th rebound in this one. Lowry against MP. And there's the call. It's on Bam Adebayo. That's his first foul of the game. And the Bucks with some changes. Brook Lopez is checked in for Chris Middleton. And Beasley has subbed in for Connaughton. And Miami also making a switch. Bryant's checked in.
And he's been an ideal teammate tonight. He's really creating plenty of looks with his passing.
There's been an emphasis on ball movement, and he's been a major catalyst.
I never want to pick you up 94 feet. Nigga.
Lowry against MP. And so he draws the foul, headed to the line to shoot a pair.
When Caleb Martin's on the floor, you know he's going to inject some energy into the team.
And he's talked about that, Grant. He takes pride in being the guy that gives them a lift when they need it. It's terrific to have a guy set that example.
Jovic, he's checked in for Miami. Williams comes in for Lowry. Now here's MP. No points so far. Antetokounmpo finds MP. Kicks it out to Antetokounmpo. MP with it. Martin picks him up. MP scanning the floor. Pass to Williams. Bryant a screen on Beasley. Williams passes to Love. Back to Williams. Just 5 to shoot. Oh, trying his luck from deep. And the three-pointer goes. And that'll tie this game up.
Rock solid screen right there. The defender got completely lost.
Hey, if you're not going to fight over, you're essentially giving the shooter the look he wants.
Crowder, he's checked in for Milwaukee. Chris Middleton comes in for Giannis Antetokounmpo. Champagnie, he's checked in for Miami. Jovic passes to Champagnie to the middle. And there's the slam dunk to finish it off.
That's a good look by Kevin Love. The decision-making with the ball in his hands makes him different than other fours.
MP outside. To halt the run. Oh, and he got fouled on his way up. He'll head to the line to shoot 2.
No debate there. He got hammered.
First free throw is good.
When you think of MP, his natural leadership and impressive work ethic jump out at you. It's why he's so respected.
Beauchamp, he's checked in for Beasley. And he can't hit the second.
Grab that one. However, so far they're getting a little out-hustled on the boards.
MP against Williams. Down low. Here's Adebayo. Uses the glass on the layup. Adebayo's got 8.
He's hot this quarter, getting the shots he wants, and he's delivering.
Crowder with a screen. MP, the pass to Crowder.
Man.
MP against Williams.
From
deep, MP. Adebayo grabs the board. Adebayo's got his 4th rebound in this one.
He has gone ice cold this quarter.
I'm playing
Obviously
real bad
not
this
helping
time.
their cause.
Adebayo is screen on Middleton. Off the mark there with a 3. The Bucks have got 6 of 14 in so far. MP kicks it out to Middleton. It's hauled in by the Heat. Adebayo's got 5 rebounds tonight. Williams up top over MP. Ooh, he released it in time, but it's off the mark. Bam Adebayo has been leading the charge. Changes here for the Bucks. Connaughton comes in for Beauchamp, and MP subbed in for Beasley. Richardson's checked in for Miami. Lowry comes in for Williams. And about 3 minutes played now in the second quarter. Bryant finds Lowry. Soft touch off the glass. And the Heat lead by 11.
Muscling through contact, one of Lowry's specialties. Very strong upper body.
Setting the floor for Miami. We've got Josh Richardson. Bam Adebayo is out there with Thomas Bryant. Then it's Kyle Lowry. And it's Jovic in at the 3. The small forward. Spins. Here's MP. Oh, no good again that time. Pass to Lowry. Now here's Adebayo. Now Bryant. 6 to shoot. Richardson for 3. Rebound, Milwaukee.
Uncontested look. Can't fault the shot selection. He's money from there.
Crowder a screen on Bryant. Lowry with a steal. He's got a clear path. Here's Jovic. Second shot opportunity. Bryant, no good.
Woo, blown opportunity right there. Won't get many chances easier than that one.
Lopez passes to MP. Lopez, the screen on Richardson. And he lobs it up top. Out of bounds. It'll be Miami's ball. All right, let's have a look and see who is leading the league in field goal percentages. Second is Giannis Antetokounmpo. And, of course, MP.
The shooting has been phenomenal from both of these guys this season. Just look at the percentages they're maintaining.
Lowry against MP. Here's Adebayo. Give him 8 points now. Rebounded by Lopez.
It's amazing. All night he's been out of sync on the offensive end, yet they continue to lead. You just love how reliable he is night in and night out. His offense is there.
Now here's Richardson, giving this team some energy, averaging a little over 10 points a game. Lowry against MP. Shot clock at 6. Three-pointer. And there's Richards on the assist by Bryant.
Exchanging buckets from downtown. That's been a staple of tonight's game.
Hey, players love competition,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
the fans love it as well.
Giannis Antetokounmpo is checked in for Milwaukee. Kevin Love's checked in for Miami. Martin comes in for Jovic. Whistle blows. Yep, it's going to be a travel. And a look at the stats for MP.
And currently he's in the zone. A tremendous feel for the game. His assist
foul.
numbers these past 5 games look a lot different from the rest of the season. And by different, I mean better.
MP against Lowry. Oh, they get a hand on it. MP inside.
Nigga just literally pushed me.
And Giannis has a ridiculous combination of size, skill, and athleticism.
Well, MP in the last matchup against the Nuggets was lights out. He contributed contributed 52 points, and he made the defense look helpless as he piled on the points. He was really special in that game, and they're hoping he can repeat that kind of performance tonight. Guys, back to you.
Outstanding, thanks. Impressive ability to carry his team to victory, Grant.
Yeah, B.A., I was really impressed. They wouldn't have won the game if it wasn't for his attacking mindset and will to win.
And that's what every player has control of, his level of activity. It allows you to impact the game even if the shot isn't falling.
Smitty, let me ask you, you think the NBA's gotten less physical in recent years?
It has, B.A. It makes sense. The game's called tighter. They want more flow. A hard foul now could be a flagrant, so guys have to play carefully.
Now here's MP. Crowder outside. Clock at 6. Three-pointer, no good. And it's Lowry with the ball for the Miami Heat. Back to Martin. Pass to Bryant. Giannis Antetokounmpo grabs the board. Milwaukee has gone 2 of 5 from distance here in the second quarter. MP no good.
The struggle is real. He's been way off with his shot all evening long.
And the foul called on MP. That'll be a second foul of the game.
All this means is he has to be careful. Don't want to pick up a cheapie and get sent to the bench with 3 fouls.
And the Bucks making a change here. Beasley's checked in. And here's Lowry. In his last outing, 10 points for him. Count the basket. Lowry's got his 3rd basket on the night right there.
When you are Lowry's size, you need to have a strong floater, and that was a beauty he just put up.
Lowry with a steal. Fast break Miami. Richardson for 3. And again, Miami with a triple. All right, guys, what's your take on the hustle stats for Miami?
For me, they're turning defense into offense, creating opportunities by taking the ball away. Great effort.
And something else I've noticed is how they've been able to cause turnovers and take advantage of them on the offensive end. Not wasting those extra chances at all.
Free throw good. MP. A different look for Milwaukee. Bobby Portis is checked in for Lopez. And Middleton subbed in for Beasley. And Miami also making a switch. Adebayo's checked in for Bryant. Now here's Richardson. He's got 10. Pass to Adebayo.
What are you doing?
Rebounded by the Bucks.
And for his offense, this has just been a brutal period.
MP no good.
And one of the reasons they're down right now is because they've fallen in love with the jump shot.
Back to Lowry. .102 left in the first half of basketball. Back to Martin. The Heat need to get one up in a hurry. Here's Richardson. And it's in after a nice bounce off the right iron. Richardson's got 12 points now in the quarter. Inside. Oh, and the dunk by MP.
Great look by Portis. For a young player, he really understands what they're trying to do.
There's 39 seconds left in the half. And you can count it. He'll go to the line with a chance at a 3-point play.
Hitting only 1 of 5 this quarter. He's in a little bit of a slump, but it looks like he's trying to shoot his way out of it.
Yeah, just knocking down every free throw. I mean, I love to see this kind of efficiency.
Now here's MP. He has 7.
Oh, that had some mustard on it. MP showing some real force on the finish.
Once again, an explosive highlight on the AT&T 5G Slam Cam. Lowry against MP. Oh, MP with a block. The finish. MP leaking out and executing.
The big-time throwdown.
Check him out. Keeps the grip on that rim after the finish. A little extra emphasis. Martin outside. To the left side wing. Love for 3. Antetokounmpo with the block.
Yeah, such an imposing defensive force. Giannis with the great timing on the rejection.
And so it's the Miami Heat up 15 points as this quarter concludes. They put in work down low, getting in close and scoring in bunches. We'll be right back with you shortly.
Terrible three-point shooting. I understand it's about analytics, but they need actions inside the arc because they can't hit from outside at all.
And now let's take a moment to look at... And that'll do it for us. Thanks for stopping by. We'll head back down to Brian Anderson and crew for the start of the third quarter.
Just about ready for the second half here. A big comeback is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. This is some performance by Josh Richardson.
Through the first 2 quarters, he's been on fire. Explosive offensive performance.
This is his challenge, to continue to dominate, to help them try to close strong here in the second half.
Giannis and Portis work together inside. Connaughton and Middleton at the 2 and the 3. And it's MP in at point guard. That's the group for Milwaukee right now.
You see how agile Adebayo is. Excellent at slashing after setting the screen.
And so it's Milwaukee with it. After the basket by Miami. And Antetokounmpo with the stuff.
I'll tell you, at his size, once he gets it in there, it's over.
Heat shooting at 49% so far in the game. Lowry against MP. Lowry, the pass to Martin. Pass to Adebayo. Takes it into the teeth of the D and converts the layup. Adebayo's gotten 4 this quarter. MP outside. Antetokounmpo, a screen on Lowry. Back to Antetokounmpo. Can't finish the lob.
Oh, Kyle Lowry.
17-point game. Richardson, that's good. Richardson's got 14.
That's 3 buckets in a row off assist.
And so MP will bring it up for the Bucks. They grab their own miss.
Go up.
Finds Middleton. Antetokounmpo, a screen on Lowry. And he lobs it up to the rim. Stolen away. Nice job to interrupt the alley-oop attempt. Oh, sweet move. The kick out to Richardson. Over Connaughton. And there's Richards on the assist by Love. 16 points for him.
Firing on all cylinders here in the third. Only 1 miss in 5 attempts.
Portis with a screen on Lowry. Here's MP. And he's going to the line for 2. The official saw contact while he was going up. That'll belong to Kyle Lowry.
And the defense knows they got to cover MP very close. But he gets physical and exploits the coverage there for a foul.
The Heat have gotten 4 of their first 5 shots to go since the break. Miami calls timeout. Time now to hear from our reporter, Allie LaForce.
The Miami Heat are a team of underdogs and overachievers. Their all-star big man, Bam Adebayo, said, quote, "We like guys like that with those stories of I got cut, this and that and the third. You know, blue-collar people that had to work for what they got. And Brian, when you play for the Heat, hard work is what keeps you on the court."
That is the truth. Thanks, Allie. Good stuff. Now here's Adebayo. 15 points in the game. That shot wide open.
The quick release has become league-wide. Caleb Martin can certainly let it fly.
And the Bucks call time here. And these are the top rebounders in the league. 5th on the list, Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Just so strong on the boards. That's a skill that helps your team win games.
MP no good.
You like that he's still attacking, but the results tonight just haven't been there.
Pass to Martin. Adebayo with it, defended by Portis. Antetokounmpo with the block. And that's out of bounds. Miami will keep it, and it's time to take another look at that powerful block.
Oh my, and that was textbook defense. Positioning himself well to send it back.
Here's Richardson. And here's Lowry from the arc. It's hauled in by Connaughton. In transition, here they come. Here's MP. And it's Miami with a rebound. Lowry's got his 4th rebound in this one.
Ugly start to this half. Hitting just 20% from the field. Gotta pick it up.
Adebayo, that's good.
I just love the ball movement.
A little under 3.5 minutes off the clock now in the 3rd quarter. Tries to break his ice. Oh, and the dunk by MP.
Boy, oh boy. Get up, MP. Putting an exclamation point on that drive.
Throws it up high and stolen by Antetokounmpo. And they're on the break. Oh, MP throws it down.
Come on now, guys. That's flat out insane.
Hey, when's the last time you saw a jam like that? Ooh, a great look there. Brought to you by the AT&T 5G Slam Cam. Now here's Richardson. 16 points for him.
His shooting has been fantastic, and this team has leaned on him.
MP against Lowry. Out to the right wing. Here's MP. Lowry with a steal. Fast break Miami. Here's Richardson. Oh, hammers it home. Taking it the length of the court.
Pushes it quickly, and he gets something before the defense can set up. Richardson's a good finisher in transition.
MP. Oh, plenty of contact on that shot. Officials call the foul, and he'll take 2 free throws now. All right, well, a look at how the points have been generated so far. A scoring breakdown for the Heat.
It's just a passing clinic from them in this game. Solid communication and unselfish play all around.
Well, another thing they've been doing right in this one is making the most of turnovers. Lots of points for them tonight off of them.
Beasley's checked in for Milwaukee. Now here's Love. Still no points. Off target on the 15-footer.
Good contest. Can't let him have open shots from mid-range.
Tries to spin move. Richardson against MP. Here he goes. 3-pointer is up. Middleton. Good. And the assist goes to MP. MP's got assist number 7 tonight. And here's Lowry. He'll bring it up for the Miami Heat. Earlier in the game, they held a 25-point lead. Rebound by Middleton. Middleton's got 4 rebounds now. From deep, MP. And the Bucks hit again from deep.
It's enough to where you have to respect him. Had 1 triple in the first half, now has his 2nd.
Here's Martin. No good. Had a chance to end the run there. To the paint. Here's MP. And MP throws it down hard.
MP is the kind of player that will do whatever his team asks of him. And he's doing it tonight by scoring.
Now here's Bryant. He's got 5. There's the 3. Knocks down the long J. Martin's got 8.
Easy look when the defender isn't fighting over the screen.
Reason why it takes extra energy to do it. You have to trust your defensive rotations, but it's worth it.
And MP throws it down.
Toying with the D. MP enjoys getting crafty with his handles.
Martin outside. Outside Richardson. Back to Martin. Just 5 on the clock. Tipped away. Portis with the steal. On the break. And he got the whistle on the way up. So he'll be headed to the line for a pair.
And we've seen some good free throw shooting in the second half.
Free throw good. MP. The Bucks making a switch here. Lopez is checked in. And both free throws good for MP. Miami has gone 3 of 5 from downtown here in the second half. To the inside, Kane. And he was fouled while in the act of shooting, so he'll take 2 free throws. They pinned that one on Giannis Antetokounmpo. second one to drop either. Coming up empty that time. The Bucks have gotten 7 of their first 11 attempts to go in this half. MP finds Beasley from the wing, and MP gets it to go on the assist by Beasley. MP's got 30, and here are the Heat now, leading by 12. Here's Jovic. He's guarded by Beasley.
Out there,
yeah, but I'm losing. I'm trying to come back.
Also, if you can't get stops at this point,
Down
it
14
really
right
doesn't
now.
matter what you do at the offensive end.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Caleb Martin.
It's no Dame still, but
Adebayo's checked in for
it's
Martin.
just some random nigga going dumb. He had like a pulled muscle. He'll be back soon.
Now here's MP. Give him 30. Lopez laid it in with a nice touch off the
And I
window.
threw a couple turnovers early in the
Second
game.
bucket on the night.
We've seen that more than once today. An effortless basket inside.
Man,
Pass to Jovic.
this nigga Kyle Lowry just going
going off.
on defense. Hell yeah, he getting random steals and shit. And Adebayo hitting threes.
And denied. He sends it right off the glass. Jaquez, the pass to
Kevin
Jovic.
Love hitting threes.
Out to the right wing. Here's Jaquez. Now Bryant. Antetokounmpo
Yeah, I
covering.
switched him. I got Antetokounmpo on Adebayo.
5 to shoot. No good on the triple. Milwaukee has gone 2 for 2 from deep here in the third. From deep, MP. And it's Miami with a rebound. Earlier in the game, they held a 25-point lead.
Man,
Jaquez, the pass to Jovic. Out to the wing. Here's Kane.
hell yeah.
And that's not going to go. And so it's the Miami Heat going into the break up 12. Their defense has forced a number of key turnovers, giving them a clear advantage on
Yeah, their
possession.
defense.
More
is
NBA
man.
on 2K Sports
Yeah,
right
well.
after this. And now we have a moment to reveal our State Farm assist of the game.
Talk about painting a magnificent picture with that dive. Just a great decision and a perfect delivery.
Execution. This is what you practice every day. These guys are
I got
professionals.
out, mate.
Beautiful play.
The only thing we missing is
And as we
really.
head into the fourth, we'll see if there's a comeback in the works.
We got a
Or if it's
good
more of the same from the first three quarters. Setting the floor for the Heat. They've got Bam Adebayo. He's out there with Thomas Bryant. And it's Jovic in at the one. Adebayo against Crowder. Pass to Jaquez. Now here's Adebayo. He's covered closely. And there's a pick. From downtown. Drains the triple. And the Heat lead by 15.
Not the best
Yeah,
three-point
Cunnington
shooter in the league,
is getting
but he's got enough
served.
skill that you can't just let him fire it up.
And
Lopez, the
Beasley.
screen. Crowder outside.
This lineup's so trash. They got me with right
MP
now.
outside. Here's MP taking it inside. Lopez in the post.
Giannis not in
And he
right
lays
now.
it up and in.
I mean, a big guy like Lopez won't stop for contact. He stays strong and powers through.
We're just over a minute into
Yeah,
this
that's what
final
I'm
quarter
gonna do. I'm
play.
gonna sacrifice the timeout so I could get my win back.
Here's Jaquez. Pass to Adebayo. Here's Jaquez. Here's Bryant. Covered by Lopez. Fires from the wing. No luck on that one.
Maybe not.
And so MP will bring it up for the Milwaukee Bucks.
Give it back.
Trailing by 13. Their next game is at FedEx Forum in Memphis
Let's
for a
go.
matchup with the Grizzlies. That's the first of a 3-game trip out on the road for them.
He has gotten into a terrific groove here, trying to wheel his team back into this.
Pass to Jaquez. Adebayo, a screen on Beasley for 3. And finished off by Adebayo.
This is what they count on Bam for, ensuring the play gets finished.
Timeout called, Milwaukee. And as we head down the stretch, these players are focused on absorbing their coach's game plan and also drinking some Gatorade
Can't
so their
lose to
bodies
the
will be
Eastern
well hydrated
Conference
for the minutes
too.
ahead. The Heat making a switch here. Love's checked in. MP finds Crowder. And Crowder with the jam.
Like, why is this squad they got me with getting so much burn? Come on, coach. Come on, Chauncey.
Hawkins, the pass to Adebayo. Over to the left wing. Launches it. Hawkins, that's good.
Hawkins is serving this nigga.
Defensively, a breakdown along the perimeter. Just too slow to rotate.
MP against Adebayo. Here's Lopez.
It's
MP picking up the assist. MP's got 9 assists in the game.
Victor, you see Victor out there? I'm like, bro, don't play. Don't be doing that. Don't do that.
See him?
Here's Hawkins.
He like, nigga, you ain't even a Spurs fan. I said, nigga, I'm a Victor fan. I've been talking about him the whole time.
Now Adebayo. Rebounded by Lopez. Lopez has got 5 rebounds in the game. Here's Crowder.
Get him, Crowder.
Good on the shot, and that shaves the lead to single digits.
And now, almost all their points coming from the paint.
Out left to the wing. Here's Jovic. And there's the lob. And finished off by
Adebayo having that
Wonderful play. With that long wingspan and huge hands, Adebayo catches and finishes with ease.
MP outside, drives to the hoop.
That's a foul.
That time from Adebayo. Miami's gone 2 of 3 from beyond the arc here in the 4th. Pass to Hawkins. Let's go with a 3. That's tipped. The Bucks have gotten 5 of their 7 shots to fall in this final quarter. MP shot is off.
Yeah, and the defense has really got to tighten up on him. I mean, he's just too dangerous from the three-point line.
Should challenge a couple players because he did me dirty earlier. Called a travel on me that I didn't even travel.
Outside love.
Nah, I was running. I caught the ball to the paint, and Kyle Lowry magically ripped the ball out of my hands. It flew out of bounds, and they called travel.
Now MP. Lopez, the screen. MP.
You gotta love 2K, only in the sense of they be calling bogus calls like this. It be some bogus, tell the truth though, it do be some bogus calls that you do just be like, fuck it, you gotta live with it, huh? Hey, nigga can't say 2K don't be having his real moments, bro. It do be having his real moments.
Where the fuck is Giannis? Y'all niggas cutting off with this lineup. You got Crowder in.
Remember that coach you got is a new coach.
And here we go, the Heat fast break. Here's Kane.
He a new coach. That coaching shit means some of the niggas be running schemes and play for different coaches. I like certain play calls, bro. I ain't gonna lie, I would love the Warriors though, the way they do that in the downs and shit, bro. That Steve Kerr play calling.
Well, BA, it's all about pace, and across the board, teams are playing much,
much faster. Fucking fire somebody, then Dan Tony come along. Would you let that Dan Tony office?
Nigga, all day.
Hey, if Dan Tony, you can fire that coach right now, Adrian Griffin, and hire Dan Tony to speed that shit up, huh?
Lowry, the pass to Adebayo.
Come on, Middleton. Oh, Bobby. Bobby, bitch. Let's go. Nigga. Oh, yeah. Oh, no.
I can honestly say, 2K as a whole, everything is career mode is fun. I mean, from career mode to the packages, which way you want to go to the world, they're all fun, but the rest is fun. When I just say terrible, I'm just talking about
the people, man. Fuck.
And he can't get the first one.
I love the leadership Lowry offers. It's very valuable. A great role model for his younger teammates.
That's what's up.
He made more money than he made off the lot.
a second one. MP with it. Throws it up. Look at Giannis go up and get it.
I mean, a true do-anything star. You know, Giannis' scoring ability sometimes is a little underappreciated.
The Heat with the lead. Lowry outside. Outside Richardson from deep three-point land. The rebound by MP. For Milwaukee, they've got 7 of 12 shots to drop in this fourth quarter. Portis with a screen on Lowry. Here's MP.
That's a
putback.
That's a foul.
Portis down low, working on Adebayo.
Good shit, Bobby.
Finding ways to get the ball into the paint.
Bobby
5 consecutive buckets.
6'10".
Pass to Martin.
Yeah, we tall.
To the wing on the left. Adebayo against Antetokounmpo. Lowry with it. Outside Love. 6 to shoot. Here's Martin. He drops it from range.
Wow, bro.
He's got 9 points now in the second half.
Here in the second half, they're really focused on stretching the floor.
This was obviously a focal point coming out of the break. Look smart when the shots are
Oh,
going.
yeah.
Oh, what a perfect
I'll cry for 40 days and 40 nights.
Might have been pretty, but the finish, that was angry. Knocked away and stolen by Antetokounmpo. From deep, MP.
It's like when random niggas who don't really play the lottery just played it and just forgot about the ticket and get
Antetokounmpo's got 6 assists in the game.
I'd be sick.
MP against Lowry.
That's if they showed the footage and it was you and back to 50, you see that motherfucker
Oh,
right
man. That's me right there, look.
Pass to Love.
Nah, I'm nigga.
Lowry outside.
They talk about
Here's
the
the
looking for
three.
you.
The rebound by the
Yeah.
Bucks.
I'll be
Hornets has
crying.
got his 7th rebound here tonight. Back to MP.
Yeah, shit life crazy like that. Hell yeah.
Portis with a screen on Lowry. MP, the
One
pass to
dude turned in
Antetokounmpo.
his ticket a
Back
day
to MP.
later, bro.
Three-pointer.
Damn.
Miami with a
15
rebound.
million, bro. It's another
Earlier in the
15
game, they
million.
held a 25-point lead.
Oh.
Here's Lowry.
Cause you was
The shot
laughing,
misses.
Steve.
Oh, great D that time from MP. Fires for 3. And got it. Another basket.
I'm down 2 now. Let's get it. Come on.
40 points. He's close to having the 4th most 40-point games in a single year.
Well, we've seen it. He's been on fire all season long. Lowry to pass to Love.
Got mumbling. Ooh. I got hit by the worst screen possible when I hit this button. Alright.
Pass to Adebayo. And it's blocked.
Yeah.
What a play as he
Oh,
just
he
snatches
snatched
the
his
shot
ball.
out of midair.
Nah, fuck that. Play it safe. Come on.
MP outside. To the middle. It's
No.
and they commit an intentional foul. We'll see another one of those, so they get into the penalty.
Yeah, just trying to keep this game alive. Not a bad foul right there.
Damn.
There's 14 seconds left to play in the fourth quarter. And an intentional foul right there.
Turnover. Killed me.
Good on the first. And that makes it a 3-point lead.
The boys and the composure Kyle Lowry brings is impressive. He doesn't fear stepping to the line in these spots.
Second one is good. Getting both at the line. And it's a 4-point ball game.
And that's a wrap. Those free throws being the nail in the coffin.
And the Bucks call time here.
Bullshit. Why Giannis set corner?
Like, you ain't even got too many Miami
11
fans
seconds
here,
left
bro.
to play in the fourth. Your thoughts, guys?
Searching for a fast bucket, then a way to stretch things out.
And on the defensive end, they'll have to foul
That's
whomever
6%,
gets
ain't
the
nobody
ball.
in.
No time
That's
left
what I'm
to
saying.
be picky.
Now, where's the 6%?
Nobody was there. Lost a fucking bullshit ass heat.
So the first one drops, and that puts him up 5. And he hits both free throws here, and it's a 6-point ball game. Timeout called, Milwaukee.
Why y'all calling timeout, man? Let me go home.
7 seconds left in the game. All right, guys, what's your take?
They need to answer fast. Not only do they need a bucket, they need a 3 just to give them any chance at all.
And the Bucks miss again. So it's Miami picking up the win. This was a hard-fought, well-earned victory for them.
Oh, yeah.
They had to dig deep to come out on top.
Them niggas is just getting steals in perfect situations.
The crowd was so amped up. Such a hostile environment. But they stood tall and got the win.
And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Grant Hill, Allie LaForce, and Steve Smith, I'm Brian Anderson. Thanks for joining us
Yeah,
tonight.
I didn't have no Dame either. Just some random niggas.
So you don't got Chris Middleton or Dame right now?
No. Dame should be back the next game. I should have put Bobby Portis at fucking small forward.
All right, time for what feels like a weekly segment at this point. Can MP break this record?
Another record? Oh my god. Y'all keep making up these damn excuses. I want to go to the playoffs. Yeah, you know. I'll play John Moran, bitch.
I'm guarding him first.
It's got a long way to go. Like, how is these niggas tier 2?
I don't feel like we're gonna be losing like that though for the I ain't gonna lie to you. We just need a legit power forward, bro. Bring Russ off the bench. I might even just bring Paul George off the bench if I could do the lineup then. Bring Paul off the bench, 89. That's giving us a push off the bench.
Mm-hmm.
City shit. I just knew something was off, bro.
Man, I couldn't shoot worth shit at first. That's another reason why I lost to the Warriors, because I couldn't match the 3 points from then.
I lost and I was like, man, this shit. I was like, bro, this shit off, bro. I knew something was off. Funny part about the AV too, you better have enough bullets for you to get into a shootout.
Man.
If you ain't got enough bullets, then you gonna have to push back or get killed. But you gonna bring a knife to a gunfight?
me not even finish that, bro. 24 hours of playing this game, bro, and bro, I'm depressed, bro. Like, I can't do this, bro. I honestly can't do this, bro. Played a lot of the 1v1 court, played a lot of games on the 3v3, played a lot of games on the 2v2. I'm gonna show you guys my stats at the end of this journey. I'm sorry we couldn't hit level 40. It's impossible, bro. They made it impossible this year, bro. Can't hit level 40 one day. Last year when we did it, we hit around like 35. I don't know, they made it tough this year, bro. So let me show y'all the stats, bro. We have a 93 win percent, 123 games played, and yeah, y'all, we got this all done in a day. All this stuff literally came from the 1v1 court, 2v2s. So you see that there's a lot of momentum, bro. And make sure y'all hit that like button, hit that sub button, bro. It is your boy Cheese. And yeah, that's what we got done in 24 hours, y'all. See y'all next time.
He said he talked to, the reason why his deal was so big is he talked to the same nigga that did Michael Jackson deal. He said he had to cough up 250. He had to cough up 25,000 to talk to dude. And when he paid that money, he thought he wasn't gonna come back. He came back to him. He's like, so what you said I gotta do? He was like, oh, okay. Well, you gonna need 250. You gonna need a distribution deal, and you gonna need 200,000. Cause he hit the streets, started selling his shit, doing his little thing. 200,000. He was like, oh, this nigga for real. Yeah, they get a distribution deal. He ended up making more money than Larry did. But he said he always treated him with respect, but he gave him money. He still paid homage to him. That's crazy. When you selling the most, the label gonna make you priority. What do you want us to do? Man, Master P came out and got an 85-15 split. That's great. I'm signing that distribution deal too, Steve. If your company getting 85% and they getting 15%, that's a damn good deal to me. You keep all your masters and shit, and they blow you up.
Need that.
I'm taking that deal. I ain't gonna question it. got on the label. I got shit. Well, that's it. Ain't show for me. Ain't gonna show for me. He put me priority. We gotta go.
Yeah.
Niggas are diamond artists. We came out the gates going diamond. You know nigga said he got throw away his career?
Yeah, he in jail. He in prison.
That's what I'm saying. Didn't he say he was broke or something like that?
Yeah.
I know whoever owned 300, that white dude, whatever that is, he owned the Masters and shit, cause there's no way you got a diamond single and you broke. Just imagine if you on the Masters and that single diamond sold over 10,000. I mean 10 million. You can't be broke.
Fetty Wap was throwing away money and funding all kind of drug rings and stuff.
Sitting at the house making music in my mansion, nigga traveling and shit, making up with artists, making music, bro, living a good life, keeping all the bullshit away.
Thanks.
They be like, oh, I play with Lee on 2K, man, he be on 2K playing. Niggas just don't know how to get their money and enjoy their life, though, bro. Niggas be tripping, bro.
Just tweaked out.
I be out the country, badass bitch, nice cars. Go to the Warrior game, you know, touring. Like, nigga, how you bored, bro? Like, I mean, how you doing dumb shit? And not be trying to hold no image up for these people. Yeah, I need to let them know more. Let them think out, like, man, fuck all that.
The hottest nigga out. I ain't never been a bitch.
Man, Master P did a great deal. That's crazy.
I'll see you in a bit. Right on. But then, yeah, hey, like, that was good. That was good. I know
There's something to say about every leader that's
All
ever
right, bro.
been
Have a good
like
one.
pro-peace. Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, Angela Davis, Muhammad Ali, Malala, all being pro-Palestinian. That's not by accident.
Right,
that just goes to show being on the right side of history, like while it's happening and years later. Because while it was like you even said Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, they were all labeled as like terrorists, but like be on the right side of history right now.
Yeah, we've been talking. Black people been talking about defunding the FBI for a long time. Before January 6th dudes got locked up, we've been talking about
that
defunding
was government policy to kill black leaders because J. Edgar Hoover, who was I think part black himself, and he was a cross-dresser the whole night. He said
he was a liar.
Yeah, he said the worst thing that America is afraid of is Negro unity. He said that.
Yeah.
We cannot let these motherfuckers stick together. So in Chicago, when they got rid of Fred Hampton, you know, Chicago's a big gang city. I grew up in Chicago, so the Disciples, those gangs were made as like to help
Black Panthers
kids.
started out
They started
as a breakfast
club to help kids and all, and then they sent black people in as decoys to start fights amongst people, because
feeding children that's the real thing. Like when you feed people, if you're feeding people, you get their loyalty because it comes from a real place of generosity and humanity. And when you approach people in that way, then that's when you get their loyalty.
Yeah. So they started to fight. Yeah, this is like CIA shit. Yeah. Gang shit. CIA. And there's fake gangbangers that are agents that start trouble still to this day. The Crips and the Bloods. Yeah. It's fucked up. So this is a riddled with this shit.
You talk about Nicaragua and Ronald Reagan in Nicaragua supporting the Sandinistas and going against the people, and you talk about Russia. You know, we supported the Afghanis to fight against Russia. So this is an ongoing
dirty-handed
This is all
shit.
dirty-handed, and it has nothing to do with the humanity of people, of regular people. This is people advancing their soul, that people at the top, and I wouldn't say that Hamas is any better than that. When people get into power, they get greedy and they don't care about what the initial movement was. But I mean, countries. I just don't think you can have any patriotism for any country. I don't care what the country is, because as the leaders move further away from the people, they become more corrupt. It's just people always as you move forward and you understand that you can actualize your own wealth and your own power, and people change.
When did you start like going against Israel? Have you been like this for a while?
I mean, you know, it's weird because I actually
to see a Jewish guy
I actually think I'm for Israel, by the way, and I don't think Israel could exist with on the oppression of another person and another group of people. So I actually think that when I speak out against Israel's crimes, it's like for Israel, because the vision of Israel that exists now is not the Jewish vision of Israel. It can never be a Jewish vision of Israel that's happening while people are being killed.
And you would think that from what you've been through, you would not have this kind of fucked up attitude, because if you suffered, why would you do that to someone else?
And that's
hurt
what
people,
it is.
hurt people?
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
Not exactly.
Go ahead.
Not quite. Listen, the Jews left the gas chambers of Auschwitz and Bergen-Belsen and Birkenau. Yes, with nowhere to go. No country would accept them. Finally, and there was a genocide, and it wasn't the first one. Finally, they had a place to go, and it was the land of Israel. And they went there.
You mean the land of Palestine?
The land of Israel, and they went there because they had nowhere else to go. Because they were slaughtered.
Why is that our problem?
Because they were slaughtered by the millions.
Which is horrible.
Which is horrible.
So why are they doing it now to us?
I just want to say this.
But that's false equivalency.
And Hamas and the Palestinians had nothing to do with that.
False equivalency. That the Holocaust that happened to the Jews is somehow something that the Jews would perpetrate against another person is pure, absolute dangerous lies, and it makes it perpetuates anti-Jewish hate. It is so dangerous to say something like that. Jews do not systematically exactly slaughter anyone.
Yes, they do.
And to try and make an equivalence between the Holocaust and Israel defending its right to exist is so fucked up.
Listen, what's
so
happening to the
ignorant,
Palestinian people isn't a Holocaust, but they're acting the way Nazis acted, and they're doing some of the same things that Nazis have acted.
That's what I'm saying. Are exactly doing what the Nazis did. That's right.
They have no power, no army, no money, no nothing.
So they should act like the Nazis?
They are not acting like the Nazis.
Wait.
Attacking civilians, the way that just happened.
Israel attacks civilians every day. I'm sorry.
That we saw in the Holocaust.
Here's the problem with the
It's Holocaust
Let me
imagery.
tell you what the problem is.
It isn't. Invoking the Holocaust right now is dangerous, and it's clinging on to Jewish victimhood, and it's ridiculous, and it's crazy, because the whole world is on Israel's side right now, and to act like Muslims are running around and murdering every Jew on the street or beating every Jew on the street, it's not true. But a 7-year-old in Chicago that's Palestinian did get stabbed because of anti-Muslim rhetoric that just happened yesterday. So that's crazy. What happened in Israel is horrible. It's not an attack on all Jews. It's an attack on the people of Israel.
You attack some of them.
I want to tell you why. I want to tell you why. Well, can I tell you this, Karen? On why a lot of
shakes us to the core.
Karen, a lot of celebrities that are quiet. You know why celebrities are quiet in Hollywood? Because guess who runs it? Why do you think a lot of us don't want to say nothing? Because nobody wants to lose their sitcom money. Well, nobody wants to use that thing. I'm just saying. I'm losing $25 spots, bro. I mean, you know what I'm saying? It's like,
a lot of people have spoken out in support of the Palestinians. That is not true. A lot of people.
I don't know.
Ilana Glazer just did it today. My DMs are full of it.
But I heard Amy Schumer made some crazy statement.
Godfrey, can I say something?
No, please. She said, like, I'm the only one. I supported Black Lives Matter and some other things, and I'm left alone. I go, left alone where? What are you talking about?
Let me say something.
Like, everybody is speaking out about stuff.
No, to go back, here's the problem with the Zionist movement, is that they use your people's emotions to justify their claims because they have no real concrete evidence to support the craziness and the egregious behavior of the state of Israel. So they use the Holocaust to try to use Judaism. They use Judaism to try to elicit emotional reactions from people. Be like, well, we went through the Holocaust. That's fucking horrific. But what does that have to do with us? What does that have to do with the Palestinian struggle? What does that have to do with Israel occupying another group of people? What does that have to do with Israel bombing schools, hospitals, illegal settlements, shooting kids in the head? What does the Holocaust have to do with? Why does the Holocaust justify this?
We're also not talking about all Jews. I mean, what we're
I'm not talking about all
I know you're not, but I'm making that specific. Just like when Jews participated in the slave trade, they were an intricate part of it, which nobody denies. History doesn't deny. But nobody's saying that Jews started the slave trade and so that all Jews participated. It's just there is a fact of it that there is that all races, all cultures, all people, all governments, they act in these ways that are not righteous and not honest and not humane.
There comes a point where the Holocaust needs to stop being a point of reference to justify egregious behavior to another group of people who are marginalized.
That's why I never understand.
It's disingenuous. It doesn't add anything to the conversation.
And I've been to the Holocaust Museum. I've been to there, and I go, damn, you go, wow.
Horrible.
And I've been to Auschwitz. Oh, wow. Yeah, and I've been to that, and I'm like, because that's what I'm about. I mean, when I was at the Apartheid Museum in South Africa, I was like, wow, damn. And you just go, the shit that people suffer, you go, well, why would you do that to other people, man? Like, why would you do that? Anybody that suffered, why would you do that to other people? Why do some Jews call us Schwarzers, man? Let's keep it 100. Why are you calling me that? The shit that you going through, why are you calling us that?
But that's the fundamental.
I only did it once.
And you got my email.
It's like the Irish when the Irish goes, yeah, we're the blacks of Europe, but you come here going, get out of our neighborhood. Yeah. What are you doing? Like, I guess maybe when you get in a position of power, you naturally just go, fuck you.
But
maybe. Black folks do it too.
But you're looking at the Jewish state now. When the Jews came to Israel, they had nothing. Nothing. They had the clothes on their back. They came out of the gas chambers and they had nothing. I get that. And all they wanted was to live peacefully.
So why did the
and
Nakba
not
happen?
get
That's all the people that were living there wanted.
Guys, so why did the Nakba
And I
happen?
understand when they came in 1948, maybe they had this mentality like we're fighting for our lives, and it doesn't matter who it is.
The founding fathers
But it's been
of
a
this
long
country,
way since then.
founding fathers of this country came here with nothing, and they enslaved people because of it. So what you're saying is not,
The
it's
Jews
not special.
have not
It's not special.
enslaved anyone. This is a false equivalency, and it's dangerous. You're telling me, Godfrey, that the Jews have enslaved the Palestinians?
No, they
I'm talking about
They occupied us.
But they
so did black people. Black people also enslaved black people.
And why does that have to? Why does that justify Jews enslaving black people?
No, but you say Jews, but there were lots of people that were involved in the slave trade, and okay, some of them were Jews. Some of them were Jews.
Black people, you had to
That
get
has
to.
nothing to do
In
with
order
this.
to get to a people, you have to use the people within that culture to.
Let me fix that too. When you say
out a little bit.
When you say black people enslaved Jews, black people enslaved black people, that is what you're talking about. Is when people say that, they have no knowledge of Africa. Africa's not a country. It's not a country. It's a continent.
Yes.
And so black people sold slaves who were not in their country. So Ugandans didn't sell Ugandans. Ugandans sell Ghanaians or Nigerians. So they didn't. So when you color Africa as just Africans,
right.
It's a misnomer, and it's a straw man to say that, because people, they had wars, they had prisoners, and they sold their prisoners from other countries.
This is awful.
Right, but a lot of people did slavery, and when you single out the Jews that were involved in it, I think it's dangerous, and it promotes like anti-Semitism, because you're singling out one group of people when many were involved, and actually the Jewish slave traders were probably the minorities in when it came to.
I mean, they did they participated in the same rate that any other group did.
From the Dutch.
So,
I don't know about that, because there's fewer Jews.
Yes, but I'm saying in the same percentage, in the same rate. So if it's 1% of Jews were here, or I think it was only like 3% Jews here, those 3% Jews participated at proportionally the same rate that any other group did.
Everybody was
It
was money. It was money. It was economical.
We were commodities.
Yeah, commodities. The first thing sold on Wall Street was chattel, was Africans.
So this is the point. The point is that this situation is historically no different than any other situation. It's the same.
It's a matter of.
It's happening now.
It's like political therapy. We just gotta know what the fuck's going on. It's okay. People have pride. Go, no. It is what it is.
You can have pride. That's the problem.
Pride can be deadly, and it has to be some empathy where you go, yo, you're right. That's fucked up. It's not saying you guys ain't shit. It's like, yo, this is what's going on. And the only way to move from that is to know you're being fucked up. It's like alcoholism. Motherfucker, are you an alcoholic? Yes, I am.
Yeah.
And that's how you move on.
And
it's not about, let's shit on the Jews. Fuck no, because a lot of our friends are Jewish. Like, you know that 100%. And I back up anybody. I don't give a fuck who you are. If you need that help, I need help. But it is what it is, man. There's there's an unequal shit, some unequal shit going on. And we know the power of Israel. We know.
I go to.
We know.
Hold the state of Israel to the same moral standard.
Yeah, man. It's not about you're against Jews. I say, what the fuck are you talking about?
Also, I'm an Arab. I'm a Semite. I can't be anti-Semitic. I'm also a Semite.
I mean, that's true.
Come on, just like
but
black people
that's
can't
not
be racist.
where anti-Semitism came from. But I hear what you're saying.
Okay, the real definition of Semite, is it sub-Saharan people or is it Hebrew-speaking people? What is that? What is
Look it up.
Look at my friend. Look up what Semite means. Can you hurry up, please?
You have to.
Is it half a termite?
Anybody who came from the Arab Peninsula.
But just speaking to what, and also where anti-Semitism came from, but speaking to what you just said, I think that's really important that we're holding, this group of thugs as terrorist organization to the same standard as Israel, and the fact that people are so we hold them to our Western values. This is what, I think this is entitlement. This is what privilege
somebody
is.
read Semite, please. Semite. What about a Semite?
The fact or quality of being Jewish. That's Semitism.
Semite. Semite.
But I think anti-Semitism is a term that was created by some German to come up with hatred for
What's a Semite? Read that.
A member of any of the people who speak or spoke a Semitic language, including in particular the Jews and Arabs.
So that would be
me.
That would be no. I'm just
me. You're like that would be. I'm like,
no. Because when I was was in Israel, and I saw there was some Ethiopian cats, you know, some Jewish.
Beta Israel,
and they were like, yo, they were what?
They're called Beta Israel.
Beta Israel.
Beta Israel, and they're discriminated against.
Yeah, they were telling me how racist it was. They were like this. I was talking to them. They were like, yo, brother, man, we're big fan. He says, yo, it's so fucking racist here. I go, why? You're all Jewish, but it's like that supremacy shit.
Kind of Ashkenazi supremacy.
You see what I'm saying? And these are the same people that suffered. I go, why though? This is what they were telling me. I go, oh man. So go ahead.
And no one would condone that. No one would condone that.
Don't you think that's fucked up?
Anti-black racism, it's horrific.
And it doesn't matter what religion we are, because there are some Muslims, some Arabs that don't even pray in the same mosque as some with the African ones. And there are more African Muslims than there are fucking Arab ones.
Oh yeah,
way more. In Nigeria, are you kidding me? Yeah. And Indonesians have the most Muslims. Yeah. But it's like, why wouldn't you pray next to? It's. Man, it's wrong with
skin color. It really is. And I think we're seeing that even now, just the way it's being portrayed in the media, where it seems like brown are bad, white is good, and it's... unfortunate.
But it's what they use, and listen. It's gonna sound fucked up, but if I was a media guy, I'd do the same thing. I'd be like, yeah, no, it's pit people against each other for money. I mean, for like, yes,
That's what you're.
It's
that's
a
your
puppeteer.
I think in every conflict there are people who make money off the status quo, right? There's people who are invested. And look we're not just talking about people in power, we're also talking about the activists on both sides. People who are professional activists are invested in there being a conflict, because if there weren't a conflict, they'd be out of a job. So there's a lot of people, there's people who are on the Israeli and the Palestinian side who actively really want to work for peace, and there's people on both sides who actively really want to maintain the status quo.
Have a job if motherfuckers didn't act up.
Al Sharpton got stabbed in the chest marching for people.
Yeah, no.
So whatever the fact that if he in his old age took a job. I know what you're saying,
I'm an Al Sharpton fan. I was joking.
Al
wouldn't have shit.
Right. But I mean, I don't think that people go, there's a conflict. So I'm gonna but people may find themselves in a situation where they can make money from a conflict, but nobody's creating a conflict to create a job. You know what I'm saying?
You never know. There's a great book called The Palestine Laboratory, and it's about how Israel uses Palestine and Gaza specifically to create weapons and then test them out and then sell them around the world.
Yep.
And there are like conferences where people go to buy weapons and arms, and they will watch a video of Israeli bombing the shit out of Gaza, and they'll be like, you see how good our weapons are? You should buy them. And the surveillance weapons that are used on Palestinians are being used on fucking all of us to keep tabs on who we are. People, I'm sure you guys have heard of Pegasus.
Yeah.
And there are plenty
Israel created Pegasus.
Yeah.
What?
Absolutely.
What I'm saying, I didn't mean.
Apparatus, there would be so much more terrorism. You know that when they built the defense
there is still terrorism. I guess everything Israel's doing wasn't good enough.
And you know what? When they built the defense wall, after they did that, terrorist attacks went down by 90%. 90%. They had to do. These are security measures that had to be done for the protection of civilians. It just. Had to be done.
Okay, that's fine. But how does expanding illegal settlements help secure Israel, the people of Israel?
I am not in favor of the expansion of settlements. I think that is antagonistic, needlessly antagonistic.
So you don't think that Gaza is occupied, but are you against the occupation of the West Bank?
Gaza is not occupied.
Okay, but are you against the occupation of the West Bank?
So what's the definition of occupation?
The literal definition of occupation is that you have to be in a place to occupy it. Israel is not in Gaza. Only Gazans are in Gaza. So it is not occupied.
Who has control over
Gaza, Egypt, Israel, which obviously
Israel
has its
2 million. So that's not occupation.
No, because we closed our borders to Canada.
But Israel
we closed our borders to Mexico.
Electricity. That's not occupation.
Israel gives Gaza water,
and then turns it off.
electricity, and medicine because their own leaders won't give it to them. Their own leaders prefer to have billions of dollars rather than provide their own people with medicine and hospitals. So Israel has
there's some truth to what you're saying, but it's bullshit to say that the whole reason the Palestinian people are suffering is just because of their corrupt
So what
leaders.
happened before Hamas? What's the excuse then? Who was Israel fighting? Before Hamas was only like 30 years old.
Israel, what are you talking about?
Hamas was formed in 1987. In 1986, who was Israel fighting?
Israel, when Israel at its inception, before Israel's even a fully formed state, it was immediately attacked by 6 major Arab armies.
Because they were somewhere they shouldn't have been.
All the way around them, but they were there, and it's fucked up to attack civilians. It's fucked up to attack people.
It's also fucked up to colonize another country.
You said it yourself.
So you fucked up to colonize another
country.
Were they civilians in 1948? Weren't the militias the first wave?
Thank you.
Different Jewish militias and armies that went there to clear out the land?
Why did they organize militias? They don't get there as militias.
Yes, they
organize.
What do you mean? Have you heard of the Stern Gang? Have you heard of Leahy, who was teaming up with the Nazis?
They formed
Come on,
militias in
dude.
order
weren't
to
there
defend
as
themselves
militias. They went there
The Stern Gang.
Arab attacks. When you are being attacked, you form a militia. So you can say, what's the chicken, what's the egg? When the Jews got there, they were immediately attacked.
When they got there, being on the offense.
They immediately weren't. No, when they got there as
Propaganda,
refugees,
just like the name of their military. The IDF, Israeli Defense Force, even though they're on the offensive like 90% of the time.
Let's just say this.
Here's
when the Jews got to Israel,
they care about
Zionists.
They got there as refugees from the hospital.
No,
Jewish
here's the problem
So
with
is Zionist is sort of like
it's a government
Zionism
ideology.
just means that the Jews are entitled to their own country and self-determination.
Entitled.
Yes, to their own country and no matter
It's a
what
nationalism movement.
Because, yes,
at the expense of the Palestinians.
And we will do it by any means necessary.
At the expense of the Palestinians.
They have offered Palestinians statehood.
Why do they have to come
5 times?
First of all,
And they said no.
Oh, but they almost had it until Yitzhak Rabin was assassinated by who? An Israeli extremist. So to say that we offer them 5 times, they offered it on Israel's terms. That Palestine needs to submit to what Israel's willing to offer.
Was Yitzhak Rabin, why did he get assassinated?
Because he was trying to create peace between Israel and...
Oh, they didn't like that. Yeah. They were like, we don't like that you trying to be fair. Yeah. Because when he got said, I was like, what the fuck?
Why haven't you acknowledged that Israel's colonized Palestine?
And here's the thing, when he...
It was just somebody pissed at what he was saying.
And when he did that, when he said, this is what we're willing to give up, the Israelis said, you've gone too far. But he said, no, this is what has to be done for peace. We have to give up certain...
Israel wants the whole land.
Let someone just say a sentence. When he offered them, when it was offered, okay, in these negotiations, and they said no, the Israelis were against it because they said this is too much. You've gone too far. You can't have 90% of it.
They haven't gone too far.
And they said no.
They haven't gone too far.
How many times can you sit down at a table with someone and try to end a conflict and they say no before some of the responsibility is on them? But for some of the responsibility is also on them. How many times?
But what are they offering Palestine? Are they giving them bullshit? And you're like, no.
Yeah, that's
no. It's like the actors and the writers strike. No,
and by the way, there are
7% of the region.
And how much do they have?
93.
But do you know where Palestinians came from? They are originally Jordanian. And Jordan didn't want them. Egypt didn't want them. There are 1.8 billion Arabs in the world, and none of them will help the Palestinians.
Because we had our own country.
Why? Why is that?
We had our own country called Palestine.
But they came from Jordan. They're Jordanian.
And where did the Jews come from? Poland and Europe.
Jordan expelled them because they didn't want them.
Where did the Jews come from?
And then Egypt.
No one wanted the Jews either after World War II.
Is it Hungary, Russia, Poland, right?
Brooklyn?
Germany.
Well, it's true. There's 15% of the settlers.
Where did the Jews come from?
And 14 million Jews
come from?
And 14 million.
Where did the Jews come from?
There's that great video of a Jew from Brooklyn kicking somebody out of kicking a Palestinian out of their home, and they're like, "Why are you doing this?" And the American Jew from Brooklyn's like, "If I don't do it, another Jew like me is going to come and take it out." There are organizations that are actively trying to get Palestinians out of their land,
their homes,
and replace those land with Jews.
Damn. That's like
and
Brooklyn.
There are also activists that are
talking over it,
and there's also activists working against it.
Why hasn't she just confirmed that Israel colonized Palestine, which is a fact. Can you agree that that's a fact or not?
How can people who are indigenous to
If
a
they're
land
occupying
colonize it?
90-something%, that's an occupation. That's
But
colonization.
how is it colonization when you're indigenous to that place?
Palestinians are indigenous.
How can you possibly be an occupier when you are indigenous?
I'm asking, are Ashkenazis
3,000 years.
You know what? White Australians say they're indigenous to Australia, and they're not. You know, the Aborigines are indigenous to that, but the British prisoners that stayed there and decimated, they say,
I'm American.
This right here is where I'm from.
That's okay. They say that and they're wrong, but there is actual archaeological evidence that Jews existed in Israel 2,000 years ago.
People existed there. What did they look like?
It was their homeland. They are indigenous to that land.
If we're doing anthropology, I know they didn't look like you, Karen.
It's exactly that.
If we're talking anthropology...
I'm half Iraqi.
No, hold on. I didn't know that. If we're anthropologically, if we're talking about Israel, which is still kind of landmass connected to Africa, they didn't look like that.
No.
Back then, hell no.
Hell
no, they didn't look like you.
They look like
Jews look like a lot of different things.
No.
Yeah,
Listen,
there's a lot of different types of Jews. There's a lot of different
Now, that's what they say about the Egyptians.
Always
when
have
the
been.
Egyptians say that they're not black.
The Egyptians
when they say that they're not black, it's what you're talking about.
Egyptians were black until Arabs came over here.
The Greeks,
they weren't Ashkenazi. Because I argue with my friend. You know, he's a white Jewish guy. You know, he goes, yeah, we built the pyramids. No, not you.
You didn't.
Motherfucker, look what you built. Look at us. We the ones that... You couldn't take that heat. Man, fuck out of here.
The fact that you can acknowledge the fact that Palestine's being occupied by Israel just shows how much intelligence you lack.
Of course it's not.
How ignorant
because
you are.
Jews are indigenous to Palestine.
Let's not call each other names.
It goes against reason.
She's denying my people's existence. Do you know how highly offensive that is when they're trying to ethnically cleanse us?
Yeah,
because
no one denied your people's existence.
You just said that it was Israel and it wasn't Palestine. You're saying that we were Jordanian.
Nina, if you actually closed your mouth and opened your ears, you would have heard that I said there are two nations living there. There are two full nations living there, and they have no choice. At this point, you can say what you want, the history,
You're the one who brought up shit 3,000 years ago.
That's right, because Jews are indigenous
to
Israel.
This whole process is
you can bring up history as much as you want. Let's talk about what's happening now. There are two nations living there who need to find a way to live in peace.
Well,
it's
so how about
imperative.
Israel stops obliterating us, then we'll start the peace talks.
If the Palestinians also stop terrorizing the Jews, we can talk about peace.
What in 2018 when they marched for their freedom peacefully, why didn't the Jews be like, okay, let's talk and let's do something peaceful?
They killed 300 people.
I would prefer to be called them Israelis.
I'm sorry, Israelis.
They have always said let's talk, and the Palestinians have always said no. They have always said
no. When the Palestinians marched peacefully, why didn't the Israelis open the borders for them?
Why would they have opened
because
the
there's 2
borders
million civilians who live there.
Millions of people who want to attack them.
So everyone in Gaza is a Hamas.
That's not true to say that the 2 million Palestinian people that are living in Gaza all want to attack Israelis is not true.
But some of them do.
And
how are we?
And there are hundreds
how are we supposed to know
Israeli settlers that want to do the same thing.
How are we supposed
to? It was just a pogrom in Harara.
Did you know that selective punishment is against international law? So her saying that everyone in Gaza should suffer because there's a group of people who want to go after the Israelis, collective punishment is against international law. So
taking hostages is against international law. Women is against international law.
When Israel does it, they call it administrative detention, not taking hostages.
Slaughtering civilians is against international law. You want to talk about international law?
I never said it wasn't.
Constant violation of international law. So you want to
by
talk
Hamas,
by a terrorist group,
yes, by a terrorist organization.
What about
why are we
the
equating
IDF?
that with all the Palestinian people and giving a pass to the state of Israel, its extremist government, and its military that have done all of those
millions
things?
Of people, many of whom are extremists. You're saying open the borders to everyone. We can't tell who's an extremist or who's not, but let them all in. That's what you're saying.
So you agree with collective punishment?
People are people in pressure.
So you agree with collective punishment?
I disagree with the taking of hostages, and I
you agree with collective punishment?
So much pressure on people that they release.
Do you agree with collective punishment?
Do
you agree with collective punishment?
It is military.
That's the exact definition of collective punishment.
It is not collective punishment. If they imagine that you could get 2 million people food, water, fuel, and electricity just by releasing the 150 people that you stole, and you say no, they are fucking.
I think it was more than 150, but some of them are definitely dead after Israel's bombing.
But
Do you agree with collective punishment? Yes
that?
or no?
Say that.
What are you talking
Do you agree with collective punishment?
What are you talking about? What is happening now is not collective punishment.
Yes, it is.
There are
That's
two.
definition of collective
Yes, by
punishment.
Hamas. Hamas is punishing their own people.
No. Israel is bombing.
You're right. It's over 150 people. It's 200 people kidnapped. They could solve this by releasing this.
They are releasing
I just want to say,
people.
when I was on the way over here, I saw this projection on like a building, and it was
So
like
you saying that bombing everybody is worth
we
200
want to bring them
people?
home, which I yes, we want to bring all the Israeli children home. Like I said, I hope Israel didn't bomb the shit out of them and didn't kill them.
You know, Israel killed 11 hostages by blowing up houses.
Why isn't that also showing images of the Palestinian kids that are being murdered? Why do we have to be so divided and so tribal about it instead of coming together against Hamas, against the occupation? You don't want to believe it's taking place in Gaza. It's happening in the West Bank. Keeping everybody locked in Gaza definitely isn't helping. You could say it's protecting Israelis, but obviously that's not the case.
I think they should get out of the West Bank. Yeah, we have no business. We have no business in Gaza. We're out. We had no business in the West Bank. We should leave. You're right.
You have people that have homes and settlements, and they're not going to give up their homes and settlements in the West Bank.
They did in Gaza, so they can do it again in the West Bank.
You know, we're talking so poorly about Hamas, but I just want to mention that not only did I talk about Bezalel Smotrich, one of the members of the Israeli Knesset right now, who's a self-proclaimed fascist, racist, and homophobe. Then there's also Itamar Ben-Gvir, who's the Minister of Defense. He's in charge of the police force.
He called Palestinians human animals.
He was convicted by Israel of supporting terrorism. He had
the guy with the glass in it.
He had a picture in his head of Baruch Goldstein, the guy who did the massacre of the Patriarch of Dreams, where he went into a mosque with an assault rifle and killed 20 Palestinians just while they were praying. And this is the people that are in charge of the Israeli people right now. And then there's Netanyahu, who has corruption charges against him for trading good favor with media companies for favors, and he's trying to change the judicial system in Israel so he doesn't go to jail for the corruption charges.
Can I say this? Because I was like, what if this is just me thinking, because these politicians are so fucking divisive. What if he said, let's create some shit so I can look like a hero to get out of this shit that I'm in deep shit.
That's not the hero he wants to look like. He wants to look like a hero to the Israel people, where he gets rid of Palestine and he takes them back to Judea and Samaria.
That's what I'm thinking, because he's under this pressure of going to jail. This might be a fucking, I don't know. I might be wrong. Am I wrong?
Netanyahu has no interest in peace.
Let me tell you something. The Israeli military is one of the smartest in the world. They have the best equipment. They have the best gear. They know if someone takes a shit in Gaza, they have it on record.
They're killing Iranian scientists with little remote control robots.
For them to not know that Hamas was going to come in and attack is a load of bullshit. That's why they're calling it the Israel 9/11, because they wanted an excuse to come into Gaza and have a ground invasion and displace people. There's an Israeli general right now I have the video of it, and I sent it to your producer saying, erase them all, erase the memory of them, get rid of every single one of them. They're calling it the Nakba Part 2. So for them to say that they didn't know...
Well, that doesn't mean it's a false flag.
I have a video I sent to what you call it.
So is he going to... Which one is he going to play?
The prime... It's the
Which one is he going to play? Which one?
I think you got that? It's
I don't.
But you can go to minute 4.
He's been rushed. He's been bombarded with videos that he hasn't shown. He's like
so many. So many. I mean, I think you gotta. Listen. You know, the only thing I can say is that it's such a nuance and such a complicated thing. Yeah,
it is 100%, and it's very complicated.
Yeah, but look, we all agree. Listen, we disagree this and that, but I think that we all agree that people deserve to live in peace and that innocent people deserve to be unharmed on both sides. And I think, and at the end of the day, and listen, and at the end of the day, the majority of
it's so frustrating to hear you say that, because why doesn't that mean that the Palestinians should have that for the last 75 years and they should have that now?
Because she only cares about victims when they look like her. obviously.
I agree with you 100%, but
like
everyone
me.
just wants to ignore
Israel,
that. Like this.
Israelis don't look like me. White people. Jews aren't white, honey.
And what about...
What are they? Who told you
that?
You have that?
Jews aren't white.
Palestinians in...
Godfrey's face. They weren't white 75 years ago, and they're not white now.
Wait.
Godfrey's face.
Go
to minute 4. Minute 4.
Incubators, whose life support and incubator will have to be turned off because the Israelis have cut the power to Gaza. Are you seriously keep on asking me about Palestinian civilians? What's wrong with you? Have you not seen what happened? We're fighting Nazis. We don't target them. Now, the world can come and bring them anything they want. If you want to bring them electricity, I'm not going to feed electricity or water to my enemies. If anyone else wants, that's fine. We're not responsible for them. This is the point. But you keep on... I want to tell you... No, listen. You listen to me right now. I've heard you enough. No, I understand. We're trying to have a conversation here. Listen, this is my program. This is my show. And I am asking the questions. You're raising your voice, and I've asked you, and we've already stopped, please, and let me finish. We've already distinguished between Hamas. I want to tell you, shame on you. You're trying to speak over me. We are not. Shame on you. It's nothing about shame. We're trying to have a conversation about a very serious situation here, and you are refusing to address it. Jump over immediately, and again, you absolutely not. You are incorrect. They are responsible. Because I can tell you that when the UK, when Great Britain was fighting the Nazis during World War II, no one asked what's going on in Dresden. It was the Nazis targeting London, and you targeted Dresden. So shame on you if you go on with that false narrative. We're not talking about that. And in hindsight, many people have listened. And in hindsight, many people have readdressed that kind of carpet bombing. Oh, I see. Now
there's the baby head thing.
Shame on you. Absolutely not. And I'm not.
It has to be brought up because it's so bad.
It's fake news.
You're not. That's a dangerous lie.
Let me ask you a question.
You saying that's unconscionable. That's unconscionable.
Hamas and the Palestinians. I'm asking you very directly.
Shame on you. Shame on you.
Very directly. What do you want to ask?
Shame on you.
Shame on you. That those innocent people don't get killed as innocent Jewish people were killed on Saturday. Well, we're going to target Hamas, and we're telling Hamas that if you use anyone as your human shield, and you're going to shoot at us using human shields, that it's their responsibility. Listen, mister, if someone is shooting at your children and hiding behind a human shield, will you shoot back or not? I'm asking you a question. Someone's shooting at your children, but hiding behind civilians. What's the answer? What would you do? Mr. Bennett, I'm not here to answer your questions. I've asked you your questions, and you have not answered them. I understand. All right. We'll stop. We'll leave it there. Natalie Bennett.
Wow. It's just a conversation that can't be had. It can't be had. Because it's just two people going, I don't give a fuck. Nope. It's just everyone is...
But he wouldn't answer the question. If someone
but
was
he didn't
shooting
let the
at
guy
your
talk.
If someone was shooting at your kids and hiding behind a human shield, what would you do?
That's just...
What would you do?
That's splitting hairs. It's like,
no,
we know
it's
what we
not.
would
That's
do.
the problem.
Nah, he was trying
it's
to
the problem. When you use people as human shields, you can't say that they were unfairly killed.
Israel's blanket excuse for killing anyone in human shield. And by the way, Israel has its military amongst all of its civilians, and it has its military buildings and establishments around all of its civilians, so you could arguably say that Israel's people are human shields as well.
Here's the thing with
have you ever been to Israel?
Yes, multiple times.
They do not. Their military installations are in the middle of nowhere. They are so small.
That's not true. By the way, most Israelis, they also are in the military. So to be like they're all innocent civilians isn't 100% true because they serve in the military almost.
It's like mandatory, isn't it?
Yeah.
To go at 16 or 17.
Did you serve in the military, Karen?
No, because I grew up here.
Yeah,
no, because they don't make you like relocate.
Right. No, I know that.
So it's crazy.
Okay.
But yeah, of course they have to serve in the military. There's not enough. There wouldn't be enough people to even have a military if they didn't have a draft.
Well, what do they have? Like 170,000 people, I believe, in their military,
160.
And then okay, and when it comes to militants in Hamas, there's 30,000.
Israel has the best. Israel has the best.
Or you can impoverish black people.
They know what they're targeting.
They
know what they're targeting. For them, they know what they're targeting. For them to kill 700 kids, that was on purpose.
no.
I don't think they targeted
They did
to
not
purposely
start
kill 700
children.
kids.
They're just trying to
but
kill
I don't
anybody.
think they give a shit.
They don't give a shit.
But that's
They are
different.
they are trying to neutralize Hamas, and the unfortunate reality is
So
Hamas
why does 700
So everybody, they just bombing whatever in the way?
Hamas doesn't give a fuck about their own people. They stack their
And
people
Israel
where
cares so much about the Palestinians.
They care more than the Palestinian leadership does.
Bullshit
They stack their
propaganda.
people on top of where they stack their bombs. What kind of a leadership is that? That's willing to sacrifice their people like lambs.
Again, we're holding them up to our Western standards.
Why
That's
should we?
entitlement
No,
and
we're
that's
holding them to
privilege.
human standards, and why should we not?
Why haven't you spoke about the Palestinian civilians once? All you've been talking about was
I've
Hamas.
talked
We've
about
all said,
Palestinian
we've
civilians
all said how much we all
nonstop.
condemn Hamas.
I've said,
so let's
talked
remove
about
the conversation away from
Palestinian
Hamas.
civilians. How many times have I brought up the Palestinian civilians? Nonstop. And I said that their suffering is something that Jews also hold space for. I brought them up nonstop, and I said that my heart goes out to the people who are oppressed by their own leadership. I said that it's
You brought up Hamas again. You see?
That's right.
So let's just remove Hamas from the equation.
That's right.
We agree that Hamas,
Because
okay,
they
it's
force
Hamas
so
is
much-
bad.
So if we take
And
away,
guess what? Pedophiles suck too.
right. So if we take,
I hate the Nazis.
And
give me a pat on the back.
So if we take away
and
Hamas,
girls that
do butt stuff.
Harvey Weinstein's a dick.
I mean, can you just try butt stuff one
Let's
time?
take away Hamas from the
Let's
conversation.
take away
Is that an invitation, Karen?
Trump's not good either. Hold on.
Take away Hamas from the
Let's
conversation.
take away Hamas from the conversation.
How do we take Hamas out of a conversation of terror?
Because it seems like a scapegoat to use
It's not
violence.
a scapegoat. It's who's perpetuating
Okay, no, I
the
got
violence.
you.
It's not a scapegoat.
But is it just
That's
Hamas?
who's
It's
doing
not
it.
Israelis at all. It's just Hamas.
Who commit terror acts?
I'm talking about
Yeah.
Hamas, who was created by Israel.
Israel has been dropping
was
Was it
not
created? Was it? No, no. Was Hamas created by Israelis?
Israel helped fund
Pull up
Hamas
the
in an effort to
Wikipedia right
destabilize
now.
that could be
Pull up
PLO.
the
Same thing we did
Wikipedia
with Bin Laden, though. It's the
Show us
same
the
thing.
creative
We
Hamas.
supported Bin Laden.
Here, do you want? I can send some.
Israel has been dropping white phosphorus gas on the people of Gaza,
I
which
heard
is a
about
war
that.
crime.
That's not true.
I heard
Yes,
about
it
that.
is.
That's been debunked. Do you want to talk about debunked?
How's it been debunked?
That's
By
been
who?
debunked by
By who?
news organizations.
Find the article.
Look it
Which
up.
the article.
news
Look it up.
organization?
Find the article.
All
Who
right.
controls the news?
I mean, I don't know if that's 100% true, but I know I did see it
No,
on
I'm
BBC.
asking.
Stop.
No, I'm just asking.
Godfrey.
Find the article that debunked
Stop
it. Find the article that debunked it.
You're a terrifying man. Terrifying. Hamas.
Hamas does.
Hamas
Ted Cruz does it. Ted Cruz is
was founded by a Palestinian imam and
If you go
activist.
down, it'll talk about
Ahmed
Abner
Yassin.
Cohen and how he went on a record saying that he helped
It
create
emerged,
Israel. And of course, this is
Okay, I'll
Wikipedia.
which is
Wikipedia
what?
might be
It's
whack, might be
crowdsourced.
whack,
Yeah,
a
it's
little
not,
off.
Wikipedia's
If you go down, like it says, we could look up the clip from Abner Cohen is his name, and you could look it up. He says
But there it
in
goes.
the-
Hamas came out of the PLO. You read it right there. Israel did not create Hamas. Hamas was born out of Palestinian people.
Hamas was born out of occupation. If there was no occupation, there would be no Hamas. There would be nothing for them to
That's
do.
true, and
They were-
Israel helped fund
They
Hamas.
started
How many
murdering
people are
Jews
in
the
Hamas?
second they came to Israel.
Around 40,000 is their military, but then about 50% of Gaza supports Hamas, but it's not like they have any choices, and Hamas is the only people that's fighting up.
Is
on
Hamas their
behalf.
only defense?
Yes, they don't.
Hamas is all they
They don't have a
have.
navy. They
just
don't have
asking.
nothing.
All they have. So, like,
Defense
I think Hamas is
implies that there's an offense.
I think
There isn't.
Hamas
It's
is a
just
bunch of dicks.
terrorism.
I think Hamas sucks. But imagine if you're people that are oppressed, you're watching your family die, you can't leave, and these are the only people that are fighting
so something's
up for
gonna
you.
come out version out of that.
Like, but
Yeah.
of course they want these people. They see them as freedom fighters.
Hamas came out of the PLO, but Hamas was
No. Hamas came to stop the PLO because the PLO was too secular.
Right. They
okay.
thought that the PLO was
And that's like the Brotherhood of Muslims or something.
Yeah, it was the more extreme,
more rebellious,
revolutionary type,
more Islamic.
Yeah.
If there was no occupation, there would be no Hamas. Period.
Oh, okay.
Well, like Israel was involved with this creation, and it gives its purpose.
So we did the funded. Do you believe that it funded? We did the same thing in
Israel
America.
funded Hamas. Iran funds Hamas. Iran funds Hezbollah.
Originally, I mean, do we want to see the clip of the ex-former Israeli assault?
I would like to see that. We got a couple of minutes. Got a couple of minutes. I think this has been. Yeah.
What was the guy's name again?
No matter how many times you repeat the same line, doesn't make it
Well, it's
more
going to be
true.
the same
That's right.
kind of going back and forth. It's no different when we talk about black and white.
You know it's okay to change your mind about things.
But it's also okay to acknowledge the truth.
What's the truth?
that there are horrific acts perpetuated against Israeli civilians and that Israel has the right to exist and defend itself.
By Hamas. By Hamas.
Correct.
But we agree with that.
What about the Palestinian civilians? What are they supposed to do?
Yeah.
I'm just trying to find the clip.
The suffering of Palestinian civilians is squarely in the hands of Hamas.
What about in the West Bank?
And it's horrible.
What about in the West Bank?
What about the West Bank?
What about the civilians that get killed in the West Bank every day?
Only Hamas that's hurting Palestinians.
Correct.
What about the
It's not
Palestinians?
Israelis.
What about my cousin that got shot 3 days ago in the West Bank? What do you have to say about that?
How do you look at a group of people?
What about my cousin that got shot 3 days ago in the West Bank?
What about my family that was murdered a week ago? My family. Who? Members of my family.
Those are your family. You're
Members
saying
of my family who were murdered.
What about
my cousin? What about my cousin? We get it.
No, you're talking about Hamas. I said my cousin in the West
murdered.
Bank is not part of Hamas. What about him getting murdered?
Where was he? Why
in the West Bank?
Where was he?
Unarmed in the street at a checkpoint.
What did he do?
Nothing. Just like what did George Floyd do?
It's horribly sad that both of your family members have died, and now we have to find a way to come together and stop the death. And we can point our fingers at Hamas all we want, but as long as Israel is occupying and oppressing these people, not only will the Palestinian people have their human rights violated, but Israel will never be safe.
Israel is not occupying Gaza, and yet it still has Hamas.
Okay, it's
Why?
only being trapped by Gaza,
Why?
and suffocated by Gaza, and was called an open-air prison.
By Jordan, by Egypt. Where's the responsibility
Not by Jordan.
there?
Jordan's on the other side.
not
by the way.
Jordan expelled the Palestinians and forced them into Gaza. What are you talking about? The plight of the Palestinians is squarely on Hamas, Jordan, Egypt,
What about the Arabs in the West
Arab
Bank?
world. The entire Arab world.
What about the Arabs in the West Bank?
Out of 1.8 billion Arabs, will 0 of them help the Palestinians?
What about the Arabs in the West
Why is
Bank?
that? What about the Arabs in the West Bank?
What do you have to say about the egregious
Why
behavior
does that
Israel
justify their crimes? Because other people
I
aren't
think
supporting
that
them? Then
Israel
it means
has
that
no
like
business in the
Israel
West
has
Bank.
the right to like kick the shit out of them just
I think
because
Israel has no
Jordan
business in
isn't
the West.
stepping up more than they should?
Jordan is the one that put them there in the first
So
place.
now they deserve to have the shit kicked out of them by Israel?
No.
You know, Israel
no one deserves
dropped
to have
more
shit kicked
bombs
out
on
of
Gaza
them.
in
Israel
6 days in
deserves
Afghanistan in one
to
full year.
Israel deserves to defend itself, and it deserves to exist.
The illegal colonial settler state of Israel dropped more bombs on Gaza in 6 days than they dropped in Afghanistan in 1 year. Than bombs have been dropped in Afghanistan in 1 year.
Are you playing something? They're about to play
Somebody
something.
needs to stop Hamas, and it's not going to be the Palestinians. If it's not them, it will be the Israelis.
It can't be
Somebody
the
needs to stop them.
Palestinians.
Yes, it can, and it should be.
How could they they can't do anything.
Are you
They're
out of your
struggling
mind?
just to survive.
Because
Hamas
of
is only
Hamas.
existing
They have no
because
power.
Palestinians would rather die on their feet than on their knees.
There's 2 million
That's
of
why.
them. There's 2 million of them. They have power. If they stood up to
They
their
have
own
no money.
leadership,
60% of them are unemployed.
They don't have anything.
They don't have anything. They don't have
Why?
water. They don't have food.
Why is that?
Because they're under occupation.
By Hamas. This is psychotic. When your leadership has billions of dollars and your people have nothing, whose responsibility is that?
I thought we already accepted that Hamas is bad,
right?
And that Hamas is,
and that's just part of it, though.
And Hamas also
That's all she
doesn't.
wants to blame.
We
is Hamas is
also
responsible for
have
everything.
not. We've also agreed that Hamas doesn't give a fuck about Palestinian people, but that still gives Palestinian people nowhere to turn. And the fact that Israel is targeting Hamas without a scalpel-like precision.
Gaza is one of the most densely populated areas on the planet.
It's impossible to have surgical precision when they're using human shields. It's
Is it the human shield's fault? Is it the human?
I'm sorry, but you guys notice the same language that's going on all the time. Rape, beheading, human shields. It's the same bullshit because it's the same propaganda.
Here it is.
Why is it impossible? Why is it so impossible?
It brings nothing to the conversation. It's a bunch
You
of
got that
bullshit.
clip?
They just want to harp on people's emotions.
Why is it so impossible to accept facts?
It's up. Here's a clip.
When people call facts emotional, then we're in trouble.
Here's a clip.
The Palestinian militant group Hamas has carried out brutal acts of terror against Israeli civilians. Israeli and American leaders are always keen to tell us how dangerous
Hamas. I have no sympathy for Hamas.
That keep shelling Israel with thousands of rockets and mortar shells.
What if I told you that Israel helped create Hamas?
I'm dishonest. I might go get licks back, but the bitch talks for this serve a nigga.
Officially, Hamas, which is the acronym for an Arabic phrase meaning Islamic Resistance Movement, was founded in 1987 at the start of the first Palestinian Intifada, or uprising against the Israeli occupation.
I don't know, I think the shit
Wanted much earlier. The Hamas founder, Sheikh Ahmed Yassin, was a half-blind, disabled Palestinian cleric and member of the Muslim Brotherhood. The Brotherhood had been repressed by the Egyptians in Gaza prior to 1967, but once the Israelis invaded and occupied the Strip, they didn't just turn a blind eye to these
because they started waging war against the Israelis. Let's talk about that.
Right-wing Israelis wanted to undermine the power of the dominant Palestinian political force at that time, the nationalist PLO, at the heart of which was the secular Fatah party of Yasser Arafat, their bête noire.
I don't mean to be mean. Don't chase me, bitch, chase your dreams on the
Bad little bitch, and I'm slick like a bark.
By empowering Sheikh Yassin and the Muslim Brotherhood, Israeli leaders thought they could divide and rule the occupied Palestinians, play them off against each other, secular nationalists against religious Islamists. So in 1978, when Yassin wanted to officially register his Islamic Association, which was basically the precursor to Hamas, the Israelis were only too keen to help